You want a piece of me, boy?
Nuclear launch detected.
Hello everyone. Hello everyone, Funker here. I'll be walking you through the process of buying our special StarCraft 2 Nation Wars 5 items. The 5th edition of the National Team-based tournament will offer special in-game items and an exclusive t-shirt. Thanks to our partners, Matcherino and Blizzard, you'll be able to show your support for your country and the tournaments inside and outside of game. Here is how you do it. First, connect to matcherino.com/NW5. You will be warped into this page. Click on Sign in the top right and choose your preferred account to link to Matcherino. It can be your Battle.net, Facebook, Google, Twitch, or even Twitter accounts. Now, scroll down the page and select the package you want. In terms of in-game items, you can buy any of the 32 national portraits to represent the country you love, support, or wish you were born in. I see you South Korean portrait buyers. These portraits are at $2.47 and 30% of this will go to increase the prize pool of Nation Wars 5. You can get as many portraits as you want, but if you are a true hardcore fan of Nation Wars, we got you covered. The complete bundle for StarCraft 2 Nation Wars 5 will cost you $18.59 and will offer the entirety of the 32 national portraits as well as the 4 emoticons and 3 sprays created for the tournament. All of those are designed by the talented Nicolas Chaussois. Once again, 30% of the price will go to the prize pool. Last but not least, if you want to represent StarCraft 2 Nation Wars 5 in real life, like a boss, you can get your exclusive t-shirt designed by Nicolas Chaussois for $23.57. Once you selected the item you want, click on it. Select your region in the top right, the quantity you wish to acquire, add a contact email, type in the amount of money you need to pay for your items, and click on deposit. From there, you'll be able to use your PayPal account to add the required funds to your Matcherino profile. Once it's done, go back to the Matcherino page, check the tiny box to agree with the terms of service, and click on purchase. You made it! As the stretch goal will get closer, some surprises will be unlocked for you guys. Visit the main page of Nation Wars on Matcherino to check this out. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to visit the description section of the page. You'll find plenty of useful information about all the process of buying Nation Wars 5 items. Enjoy the StarCraft 2 Nation Wars 5!
What a crazy game we just had, and we're back with Funka in Rotterdam. How did you experience this game from behind, Rotterdam?
Oh, I was sitting on the couch and I was like, all right, it's going, and it kept on going. And at one point I was like, I think Elazar has it. And then it suddenly Bly starts fighting back again. Obviously, pretty Nanto, pretty nuts. I mean, Nanto, pretty mental, pretty nuts game. But, I mean, we have one more entire nation war ahead of us. So.
Exactly.
And at the end, Kalazar make it, and now he has to play against Poland. The solid lineup we have here, we have Mana, Sol, and Laser.
Yep. It's going to be a tough one, obviously. We know that they've got the skills to make it super deep in the tournament. They did it in Nation Wars 4. They were finalists. They were, beat in the end by Korea 5-4. It was such a crazy finals. But now, I mean, what is it? Like, is it momentum for Kalazar? Is it just being tired? Like, what's going on through his head? That's the question I'm wondering.
No, I think it's momentum. Obviously, it's very exhausting to play a game that long, but if you win it, then you're always good. And then it's just adrenaline will take over. And I'm sure that he's ready to put on another show, but it is going to be very, very tough against his team Poland.
And I think we shouldn't forget, Tarkitano just took 2 points in the series
what a
before.
legend.
Like that last game was so long, you almost forget about that, but let's not forget about the 9 batteries and Tempest we saw against Cas. I mean, that entire nation war was just kind of ridiculous. Too many ridiculous things happened to even summon it all up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
definitely.
let's check the predictions of our casters and myself for this series.
Okay.
4-3, 4-2.
Well, it's going to be a tough one.
Poland,
It's
all of us.
It's going to be a tough one. I think that Poland should take it in the end. They're still like massive favorites. And when I think about it, you've got the heavy hitter in like this season in, and I can't remember his name now, for Poland. Damn.
So, Mana, Elazer?
Okay. But you've got the heavy hitter, but you also have the deep lineup. You've got, it's a team that has everything.
No, I mean, they're very balanced across the board, but they didn't look great against Cerro, of course. These were all kind of unique games and games we shouldn't talk too long about because they were just not on point, but we know that the entirety of Team Poland is absolutely capable of being on point, and whenever they do feel it, they could still potentially go very far, maybe even to the final of this entire Nation Wars, but we'll see. I mean, Diego looks like a very tough cookie to crack.
Oh, yeah.
Even Cerro struggled with Kalazur yesterday, and now he just had that marathon series. I don't know, let's just bring it on. It's been a very long broadcast already. I'm ready for some StarCraft.
Okay, well, let's ask Diego how he's feeling right now after that 1 hour long game. We are here with Mana and Kalazur. Hi. Hi, guys. Okay,
Hello.
Diego, how do you feel right now?
I'm a little bit tired, but I'm quite excited about our victory.
All right. We'll try to keep it short, guys. We know that you guys want to start playing games. I know people at home want to see games, but Kalazur, you just qualified your team for this match. So now you're going against a different beast in Poland. They've got a really deep lineup. They've got amazing players. Is there like one in particular that scares you, or do you think they're all beatable by anybody in your team?
I think every single player in Poland is scary, and they're all very powerful, so it's going to be a pretty tough match. But I think Elazer is the scariest of all, and maybe, my good old teammates can take on Mana and Soul, so make my life a lot easier.
All right.
Okay, so Mana, how do you feel about your series against Brazil?
It's going to be tough. Of course, Kalazur is one of the best foreign Terrans, and people keep on forgetting that he's still there out on the scene because people usually think like you firm all. And I think it's really, really good to have a Brazilian representative like that. Mm-hmm. So we are confident in our skill, of course, but we are not underestimating Brazil just because it's Kalazur.
Terran's late game look really strong right now. Are you confident with your Protoss to win against Terran in late game?
I mean, if Kalazur wants to test me, go for it.
Oh, okay. He takes the challenge. Okay, so who is the starting player, Kalazur, for your team?
So for our team, it's going to be Eric.
Eric?
All right.
Eric. And for Poland?
It's going to be Elazer again.
Okay, right. So we have Elazer against Eric for first game. Well, good luck for your games, and see you after the series if you win.
See you guys.
Thank you. Good luck.
Not too surprised to see Elazer come out first here. Obviously, he's had a very long night. He's currently in Korea. I wouldn't even be surprised if this would go to the ace match again to not see Elazer come out this time.
Maybe not.
Also, traditionally, ZVT has been the one matchup where he's slightly weaker than the other two. And of course, I mean, it's past 5 a.m. for him. He's been up for a long time. I think he wants to come out. He absolutely wants to make fireworks happen one more time. If he can get the all kill, he'd be super happy. And if not, then I think it's going to be all Mana and Soul.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty nice way to put it. I think we expect that because seeing him going as first is like, okay, I've been waiting for a long time, but I'm ready. I know this is the game. This is the best of 7 that I need to win to qualify for the quarterfinals. So just send me out first. I do think, like, do we have the map?
Not yet.
Okay, we'll know about the map soon, but I think like he's okay with the map that this clan war is starting on. And then if we can get 2 wins, if you can get 3 wins, if you can get the all kill, obviously we would not be talking about that. But if it just starts with a bang, then suddenly you've got Soul, you've got Mana, if you have to finish the job.
Eric is a tough opponent, though. I honestly think that Eric is one of the guys, once again, we're still not that familiar with outside of maybe the American scene, but he's been around for a long time. He has a lot of experience in weird scenarios as well. He's an underrated player. This is absolutely not like a free win for Elazer. He's going to have to fight for it, and he's going to have to play very good.
Yeah, we'll see what he decides to go for. He was a little bit aggressive against Bly earlier, but Bly was able to defend it quite well. I was super surprised, and obviously we didn't have him in the interview, but massive kudos to Bly that played an amazing series. Like almost
once again, like almost every single year, Bly does really show up for Ukraine.
Yeah,
it's almost sad that it feels really it is the Bly show, and I would have loved to see more of D-Man cast because I feel like they are better than what they've shown in this tournament, and that's obviously sad because I would have loved to talk about some of their highlights as well. But yeah, it was absolutely an all-blind performance this year.
Yeah, and he played well until the end. Never dropped anything. Just fought until the the very end.
Yeah, I love the spirit of Bly. He really does have a great mindset when it comes to competitive gaming, and he's been around for 8 years, still going strong, still looking for ways to improve himself, and came really freaking close, man. That game 7, I think a lot of people were tearing their hairs out. It's like, just go, you're rich. But I also understand it. It's the last match of a nation war. You're looking at planetaries, you're looking at ghosts and ravens. It's just intimidating to run into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
we just got some tweets. I think people really enjoyed the last game. And now we're ready for the last series of the day. It's gonna be Laser against Eric.
Poland versus Brazil. And this is the last best of 7 of the night. We're playing on the Biogenesis, and in the top left, representing Poland and starting this game with a bang, with a 12 pull, it is Laser.
And on the right bottom side, we're looking at the main base of our Brazilian Zerg player. Wants to do Calazur a massive favor here. Can he take out the man that perhaps Calazur feared the most? It is Eric.
I think it's a good way to start this nation war for Brazil.
Yeah.
I really do think that this CVZ, this CVZ matchup here between those two with... Laser has always been good as a Zerg player. In a ZVZ matchup, obviously, you need to be good at ZVZ to be a decent player in Poland, then in Europe.
Yeah,
but it's crazy. Both of the countries are really, country and continent are pretty much dominated by Zerg. But now we've got 8 Zerglings. We had an opening that's rather aggressive from Laser. No gas as a follow-up. And on the opposite side, Eric just went for a slightly later pull, but still a pull first, which is good for him.
Exactly. This should be good for him. He should have links out by the time that these links from Laser start showing up on his side of the map. He fires up 6 links immediately, and now he's going to spot these links as well. And of course, Eric is experienced enough to figure out what the timing is here. He does decide to start mining gas immediately. Now, Laser opened up with a 12 pull before, but it was 12 pull gasless, just like it is now. So he's not necessarily super all in, as he is following this up with a hatchery. But for Eric, the only thing that matters at this point is just make sure you don't lose that hatchery.
Yeah.
And then it's already good for you because you have a minor economic advantage.
Exactly. And he drops a spine because that's what you're supposed to do. You don't really know what the follow-up is. You're not going to confirm until your overload reaches the hatchery on the opposite side of the map. That's just happened. So he cancelled the spine because he knows it's not a full-on all-in. It's not a link-bailing transition after that. It's not even speed. Even those drones are a little bit concerned. Like
he can start mining in the natural,
I guess,
right?
yeah.
So he doesn't lose too much mining time. Just want to make sure he wouldn't take a bad fight. But these drones will go back to mining, and Eric actually has the minor advantage now, guys. The build order shape up very decently for our Brazilian Zerg. Now, the biggest problem for Laser is that he doesn't know what's going on in the main base of Eric, and that's actually quite terrifying. He saw quite a few links, but he doesn't know about this extractor. He doesn't... Whoa, that's a lot of gas that has been mined.
Exactly. 188.
Roach Warren?
I expect a Roach Warren as something along the lines of maybe like a Roach Ravager timing or something like that. Yes, the Roach Warren is coming in here, and he just added a couple of more drones. I think it was like 8 more, which puts him at 20 drones against the 13 of Laser. Yeah. And Laser is building lots of Zerglings, but he doesn't have speed, and he will get scouted. What? No, he changed.
I think he's almost going to send everything, even the queens, to the other side of the map. Laser is super all-in here. It's a gasless all-in on a Biogenesis. Eric, that spine crawler that you had before would be very useful now. He's going to try to queue up as many drones as he possibly can. That is an insane amount of slow Zerglings,
I can't believe he's going to try to break him with slow Zergling. A slow Zergling all-in to stop things off for Laser, who takes obviously a decent fight against those Zerglings, but the queens are already in position. The Roach Warren just finished. That 3 already in production, and now Laser goes back to droning. He knows that he might not be able to break him, but that was such a major investment. The transfuses, Roddy.
That's pretty clutch transfuse. That queen survives quite a bit longer, but 2 queens will go down. That final queen could potentially go down as well, as it will get surrounded. Where are those roaches? They are about to pop. One of them is going to get picked off immediately. Even the queens are here from Laser now.
I can't believe he might take the hatchery. I think he will in the end with slow Zerglings as he tries to transition. Now the roaches, they will all pop off, but the queens make it a little bit better for him because he gets a unit that can kill those roaches that are pretty well tucked between the minerals. I can't believe what I'm watching. A Biogenesis. What a crazy map.
An absolute Biogenesis special here. 3 queens of Elaser are in the natural of Eric. The roaches are doing quite a bit of damage from the high ground, but is Eric capable of saving this hatch? I'm really not sure. He's got 4 more roaches on the way.
He keeps on taking the fight. I'm so surprised by that.
The queens are going to go for the hatch.
Oh,
they can transfuse
they're
each
not
other
gonna
as well.
get it though.
No.
Oh, this is really bad, I feel. Like, he didn't lose a single drone, right? But at the same time, Elaser realizes that he kept him in a little bit of bad position right there. So he builds a spine crawl, he beats 2, actually, gets a roach warren after that. Has a slightly economical advantage.
Yeah, but no gas.
No gas.
I mean, he starts mining gas real soon. He already dropped his own roach warren because he really wants to start making roaches as quickly as possible. But he doesn't have any gas. But the spines will be able to buy a little bit of time.
Okay.
Of course, fantastic job by Eric saving that hatch. I do feel that Elaser had the chance to just focus it with the lings and queens.
Yeah, I also agree. I think he had the opportunity. So what does Eric do? Now he sees 1 spine. He will try to take on the fight right away. The second spine will finish in a couple of seconds. The Zerglings quite helping in this fight, pulling the drones as well to help him. And both the spines have the range to fight against those roaches. Will it be enough? No transfuses, energy needed, or at least not gathered yet. The spine crawler, the first one will fall. The queen will fall. Go to the main. That's what he will try to do.
Yep, he's going to avoid the other 2 spine crawlers. There isn't much in the main. Even if Eric just gets 5 or 6 drones here, that would be phenomenal for him. And that's what he's going to go for at first. I wouldn't go for those roaches. Your roaches are going to die anyway. Just try to get as many drone kills as you can, Eric.
Yeah, and he will get 1 more, maybe a second one. That's good. Nice targeting on the side of the Brazilian player. Nice micro on the side of Elaser as well. But it's now 23 drones against the 19. What a back and forth game. I can't believe it started with that slow Zergling all in.
Eric's got quite a bit of money in the bank though. So technically I still like his position quite a bit. Now at least Elaser is going to be safe for a little while. And he's going to try to maybe go up to 3 bases. But yeah, he's like, never mind. That's going to get spotted anyway. But that Overlord that's been chilling there for a while. So Elaser changes his mind and instead will take another extractor. What a bizarre... This is a real Biogenesis special.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can't get those kind of games in any other map right here. Elaser and Eric toe-to-toe in this game, even though Eric was able to produce a little bit more roaches, so he does have the army supply advantage, 27 to 12. Couple of roaches already out for Elaser, who's now mining a lot of gas. So now the question is, like, do you transition? Do you even dare to start a lair for any of those 2?
I mean, Eric is
could
going to do
it.
a little bit of both. I mean technically, Eric is obviously in a position to tackle before Elaser is, because he's got a much bigger army, so he doesn't have much to fear. Elaser does have the safety of those spine crawlers, but I don't think Elaser feels super comfortable right now to just start tacking up. So we'll see. I mean, obviously, both players are going to try to feel each other out, make sure they keep a close eye on what's happening on the other side of the map, and make their decisions accordingly.
Okay, is this just
Zergling
only like a
speed.
Roach Ravager all in at the another timing from Elaser? Okay, gets 4 more drones.
We know he loves that build. I mean, that's the build that he used to take out Dark in that famous Game 3 he had at the Global Finals. No tech was needed in that game, Funka.
No tech, no
and
tech.
that was Ascension to Ire, guys. A map that's quite a bit bigger than a Biogenesis.
The Atchery tech all in, always good. But,
I like the
no
Zerg
speed.
Yeah, I like the Zergling speed follow-up by Eric. Lings are obviously not fantastic against roaches, but they are fantastic in keeping them in place if you have bigger numbers in the first place. And also, if you want to be aggressive, I mean, even though Biogenesis is not a very big map, it still takes a little while for slow roaches to make their way across the map. I don't think Elaser has any plans of tech. Well, he's getting 5 more drones. So he does have a strong economy. Well, Eric is going to go up to 3 bases. It's just tough to predict, man. I don't think both players are even exactly sure of where they are and where they should go.
Exactly. That's the reason we're wondering about those, those tech switches, those opportunities for those players to go for something like this. So the Evo has been started, but not even Elaser knows like if he needs or if he has the opportunity to go for +1. Those slings just before the middle league boosts.
Yeah. At least he didn't reveal that he has Zergling speed, which is nice, because that can absolutely come as a surprise. Because so far, Eric has not shown any Zergling speed, hasn't even shown any tendency to make Zerglings. So the layer does start for Elaser, who does still have those 2 spine crawlers. Eric, however, has not been making drones for a long time. Oh my goodness, the Lynx!
It is so bad.
No.
It is so bad for
No,
Elaser. He will
Elaser.
get all those roaches surrounded. Didn't expect the speed link to be researched, and now those roaches are fully surrounded, and you're about to be all in, Elaser. It's a hatchery tech all-in once again. Zerglings, Roaches, and Ravagers will cross the map and try to finish it for the Brazilian player. 59 army supply against the 48. Elaser will need massive corrosive bile to even hold this attack.
Yeah, he is sitting on top of a ramp. I'm not sure if he can ever keep his third base alive, but can he keep his natural alive? What is Eric going to decide to do? Still got to be careful, though. Going up a ramp against Spine Crawlers, against Ravagers can be hard, but a lot of the units that Elaser technically has, they're not with his army yet. I mean, this hatch is going to be so damn difficult to save.
I don't even know if he should try to save it, right? Like, he's going to have +1, and now the surround will try to get started from the Zerglings, and he gets it. Elaser slightly out of position, and those Zerglings then pounce on it. The Ravager and the Corrosive Bile connect quite well on both sides. Most of the Zerglings died anyway.
Yeah, I mean, they connected quite well with his own Zerglings as well. He did quite a bit of friendly fire there. Now Eric has to choose. Elaser defense. That's a pretty damn sick hold after losing all of his roaches on the south side. And don't forget about +1 missile attacks. That's almost done. Elaser now economically ahead and in army ahead as well. What a sick hold.
That was the sickest hold of all time. And those Zerglings, I think they didn't fully surrounded those units, and they were able to squeeze out a little bit from the surround. And now we're looking at massive Ravager count with Zerglings. Elaser still needs to be cautious, but he did make the difference right here with the +1 attack that just completed, the third base that's still alive, and those 47 drones.
It's going to be very hard for those Lynx to be effective in the next fight with +1 missile attacks done. And Elaser being 17 workers ahead in such a scrappy game is obviously massive. There is still no tag for Eric. He's going to get his own evolution chamber here, but what do you do here?
It's fairly late indeed, and I can't believe, because Elaser looked super dead. I really enjoyed the choice. What? The opponent tries to dodges every single one, but dude, you're not Keanu Reeves. It's not happening. But Elaser in this game just made it work with that amazing defense. But I agree, maybe Eric just missed a little bit of the corrosive bile because it started so well for him.
Yeah, or maybe just kill the hatch and be happy with it and then go back. I mean, that's obviously not what he was hoping for, but there were a couple drones. I don't know. It's hard. I honestly think that the corrosive biles did more harm than good for him. Zerglings obviously have very little HP, so if you get hit by a couple of those corrosive biles, there is zero chance. Like, even if it hits a roach, it's going to hit the Lynx as well.
Okay, the speed Lynx, they will... they had a pretty decent opportunity to get a couple of drones, but the AI just brings them back to the Queen. And now we're looking at a Elaser that has lair tech and will have real reconstitution. I think it's going to spell doom on Eric when he has this upgrade.
A lot of drones very low in HP. I love what Eric is trying to do there with the corrosive biles, but the Elaser is not falling for it. He's like, nope, I like my army. Chasing is still very rough, though, without roach speed. And Elaser is aware of that as well. But, I mean, Elaser is almost doubling the army supply. I like the idea of carapace, because that obviously means that the Lynx will once again be a little useful against the roaches. They'll survive a little bit longer. But it's still going to... I mean, the bigger the armies get, the harder it is to corrosive bile your own Zerglings. Because if you then surround the roaches, there is a big pack of roaches. But it's still safe to say that Elaser is in a pretty damn sweet position after that hold.
Yeah, that was quite crazy. But Eric probably just... just gave an opportunity away for Brazil to maybe lead 1-0, because now it looks more and more like a victory for Poland and Elaser in this one. Now, some more Zerglings that will try to run by, but I don't think that Elaser cares. He should not go back. He will actually attack and try to finish the game. And now you just look at your army and you dodge some corrosive bile.
Yeah, going up this ramp shouldn't be very difficult, because there simply isn't much to tank for these Ravagers. Elaser is just going to run in and try to get on top of this army. He will eat a couple of big corrosive biles, but it doesn't matter. When you have this many roaches, it seems like Poland is going to take a 1-0 lead here after a pretty insane game, even though Elaser lost a lot of drones on the other side of the map.
Yeah.
But I think there is no stopping this army.
Oh no, at this hour and with this army, I think Elaser doesn't care. He's like, yes, man, you will take so many drones, but I will win the game right away after that. 106 supply to the 22. Big up to Todd. This game is over. Super dead, Eric. and it's going to be a first game GG for Poland. Elaser.
Oh, when Eric was able to hide all those Zerglings, when he was able to hide the fact that he had Zergling speed, and he got that massive surround on the left bottom side, I honestly thought he had it. I was like, all right, this is perfect. Everything worked out your way. Now you counter, and I would love to. I mean, maybe we can take a look at the highlights. I'm sure we always have highlights. I want to take another look at that battle because it really, of course, there is defender's advantage, but that was even away from the spine crawlers. I mean, it all started off with the slow Zergling rush, guys.
So many games just started so weird in this during this night. I mean, looking at Bly against Kelazur already with the Muta opening and now the slow Zerglings.
You know what makes me think of?
Yeah.
Is Zenster is run at Grandmaster League North America.
We were talking about that earlier.
Oh, really?
We went slow, gasless Zerg until GM.
Tried to get Grandmaster League on the North American server while never taking an extractor, and it worked. And I mean, Zenster is in the same house as Elaser, so maybe he's like, hey, you remember one of my gasless builds? Really good on the Biogenesis.
You know what? It's pretty good on this map, and it's quite crazy because looking at it, Elaser had the opportunity to take that hatchery, I feel, and maybe he got 4, 5, 6 roaches because of that, which were pivotal in defending that next attack. So maybe Elaser in the end just got the right call by lowering the number of roaches that were available.
Yeah. I felt in this moment, I think, honestly, Eric could have done more economic damage here. He goes indecisive. He goes back with his roaches and he fights like one of the reinforcements. And I'm just like, no, right-click on drones. Kill as many drones as you can.
When you've got 3 roaches, one volley is a drone, basically.
And
so
he did a little bit. He did it a little bit later, but I still felt he could have been able to take a couple more here. This was, of course, an absolutely fantastic fight.
Look at this. He will lose what? Like 12 roaches for free?
Yeah.
Like basically for free? As he has 40 drones to the 26 of his opponent. He's
20 army supply advantage on a Biogenesis.
And this fight is quite close in terms of army supply, but the thing is, some of this army supply is in roaches, in the eggs, sorry. Yeah. And this opening, this beginning of fight for Eric was perfect. Getting the surround, connecting with the corrosive bile, it should have been enough.
It wasn't the real surround though, right? Like he got half of it, but I think as long as the back is open, it's not a full surround. This was a pretty cool ending as well. Where it's like, yep, I know it's fireworks, but I don't care right now. I'm going in. I've got enough, because obviously he was losing a lot at home against the Zergling counterattack. That was a really fun game, an excellent showing, I think, by Eric as well.
Yeah.
Who really gave Elaser a good run for his money there. Like I said before, this is absolutely not a free win. Elaser does get the win. But I think he broke his sweater too.
Yeah, that was quite dangerous. That was quite tough for him. We will know the next player for Brazil in a couple of seconds, 19 exactly. So what do we expect now?
I mean, how many cannon rushes can Turkey Dano truly break out?
Question. Good question. Good question. Maybe Turkey Dano. Maybe you want to wait the longest before Kelazur and Serral Elaser play. Right. Yeah, Turkey Dano. Interesting.
Another good old cannon rush into a couple of proxy.
Guys, don't go and grab some drinks or food. No, it's gonna be a quick one. You don't want to miss it. So.
I'm sure that Elaser was paying attention as well. So obviously you had to wait, and then then you always keep an eye on it. Even if you still play a couple of games, a lot of these guys will have the stream open and at least listen to commentary and see what's going on. So I'm sure that it's not going to come as a surprise. I'm sure someone of Poland has been watching those games. And now I just wonder, what do you do if you're Turkey Dano? The thing is, though, if that's your best build, some people would say, like, you can't do that again. The thing is, like, what is he going to do? Play a macro game against Elaser, who plays, like, those kind of games 24/7 while you focus a lot on your cannons? You're kind of going to have to do what you do best. Even if you already have revealed it a couple of times, you still just got to believe in the execution. Maybe change things up a tiny bit. But I think the grand scheme of things is still going to be the same. Cannon rush into Robo.
Yeah, I do agree with you. I think we'll see something along those lines. But as you said, it needs to shake things up maybe in terms of positioning or stuff like that. Or maybe, show off the best position that he didn't use yet. We'll see if that guy knows about it and will be able to defend against it for Poland. It is Elaser.
And on the right bottom side, the man that has provided us with quite some joy so far already. Had a great showing against Ukraine. Can he perhaps do the impossible here and take out the Elaser? It's Turkey Dano.
Turkey Dano.
Great name.
Starting. Well, we were talking yesterday about the fact that he could have been named Turkey Nato.
like Sharknado, like the movie, you know?
Sharknado.
Yeah, and then you've got like a tornado of turkeys.
So this
Quite
is
crazy.
more of what he did on Eastwatch, where it's just so freaking far away. Okay, now he drops this. What is this? What is he trying to create? Like an American football goal or something? That's it's the end zone. If a drone goes by, it's a touchdown, and he lays the wins.
Oh, he's like, no, don't worry, I'm not doing it. You saw my pylon.
What is that? All right.
Dude, if he doesn't see it, I can like, it's too close. It's too close, Turkey Dano. You know it though.
Is it too close? I think it's way too far.
What I mean is that now it's scouted by the Overlord. You know what? He doesn't want the cannon to pressure the hatchery anyways. He just wants a robo close to his opponents.
I don't know. I liked what he was doing against Dima, where he kept him on one base, because that was quite a bit closer.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely. But also, like, Dima, I think, didn't micro it perfectly. Maybe the positioning is slightly worse on this side of the map. Also, it's possible that there is like a positional imbalance on this one.
I really wonder what the laser is thinking right
like,
now.
Who's this guy?
Having deja vus of going up against Hitman in WCS.
Oh, no. He doesn't want to think about that.
Starts hyperventilating. He's like, not again! No! Does this guy even use a keyboard?
You remember what he said after that tournament? He tweeted, like, I'm going to put all those Protoss to retirement once Legacy of the Void comes out. It was funny.
And here we are. 3 years later, Turkey Dano has risen up to the occasion.
Making it happen.
He's like, you know what, Elaser? I'm going to send you back to POL.
So, the two cannons are there. He always goes for two. Seems like it's the... Are you also sleepy? XD?
I just wonder. Because Elaser's probably just confused. Why are you cannon rushing me in the middle of the map?
Dude, have you seen the games before?
Yeah, of
you
course.
should know.
No, not... I mean, but the one time that he did it this far away was when he did it against Bly, and then he died against the Hatch in his main. Of course, I know he's getting the Robo and the Immortals, but it's just...
Well, obviously, if your cannon rush starts dealing damage, like you kill drones or you pull drones out of the mineral line, you get a queen, you get the hatchery. If you get it, it's amazing. But I still do believe...
Hey, that's nice.
That is nice.
That is actually something that you normally perhaps not expect. Now, you get a free Overlord. Obviously, Elaser is not super rich here either. He's actually down a tiny bit economically. He is starting to get his first Ravages, though, so he's obviously just going to drop as many Corrosive Balls as possible, trying to drain those shield batteries a little bit.
You know, I just want to see it happening, because Immortals and a Prism against Zerg in the early game
You're a believer.
is so good.
Yeah.
It is so good, though.
That Creep Tumor is a big problem, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's not helping. But creep tumors don't hit air units and immortals that are transferring into a prism.
Those Ravagers are already taking a little bit of a beating.
Yeah, Stalker's pretty good units against Ravagers.
Elaser squeezed out a few more drones, but Elaser's actually supply blocked.
He will lose the Ravager.
Yeah, he's going to lose one, but I think that was almost on purpose, just so he can start up another one, because he was supply blocked anyway. Now, Big Daddy Immortal is here. There is not a single Spine Crawler. Now, of course, Spines are not great, but it's still nice to have something to fall back to.
You will get a drone.
Right.
Get a second one. We have no
Turkey
speed.
Dano.
And you just pull out. It's perfect. Like, everything that Turkey Dano is doing so far is just quite perfect.
He's also
I have to say. Well, except for that supply block. But I guess the Immortal's still here.
If he would get that Overlord, that would actually be pretty big.
Get it?
Elaser really doesn't want to lose that Overlord. You can see him go forward. One of the Roaches gets picked off. Turkey Dano with 2 Immortals and 3 Stalkers.
Look at the resources lost time for a
he's
bit.
getting the Robo Bay as well.
He's not losing anything. He gets the Robo Bay after that.
Oh
Look
my
at that.
God.
He lost
Turkey Dano.
He canceled the building. That's the only thing he lost. He's playing a perfect game right now. Those shield batteries, they are full. That Stalker, not going to fall. And for now, yes, there is no Prism, but still, those units that will not die. It's the third Immortal before Prism, and it's working so far.
Turkey Dano, what an absolute legend. He's getting a Robo Bay as well. So potentially could get a couple, maybe a Disruptor and obviously Prisms eventually. One of the Immortals takes a lot of damage though, and that's a shame. The first Immortal does fall. Now he's going to follow this up with the Prism. Maybe just get Warp Prism speed.
He needs it. I think he goes for Disruptor after that, but I really do believe that the Prism is super useful.
He's got money for Prism speed.
Yeah, he could go for it. That's for sure. Oh my God! Now the speedling just finished, and now the surround is being done. But no, the Immortals can avoid. And look at this. He doesn't have the damage output. He gave so many units away on this one.
And the Queen got picked off as well. The Immortals live.
Look
Now,
at
of course,
this.
all these batteries are regenerating energy again. Oh my goodness!
And now he's got a Prism, and if he doesn't mess that up,
I think Turkey Down is doing it.
yes, he's winning this game, definitely. Just pick up the... Whoa, that was so close. The Immortal almost died on this one. We'll save the second one. Even the Prism cannot die now because of the...
way.
It's crazy. Oh my God. He's running away with this game.
Second Robo as well. These Protoss units are just not dying. Shield batteries and cannons. I mean, I guess this makes a lot more sense than on Esports because there's no RAM going into that. You're Immortal. No!
Come on! You're not supposed to lose it. You just click on it with a Prism.
But the disruptor! Oh! Gets the Queen. I mean, that's not bad, obviously. I mean, it can fire again in just a couple of seconds. And there's just nothing that Elazer can really do against that Disruptor. How is he supposed to get the Disruptor kill?
Okay, he needs to save the most important units. Just save the Disruptor now, losing it for now. Okay, the Queen just died.
Okay, Turkadano has actually been losing a few units that I don't think he was supposed to lose.
With perfect micro, you're not losing any single unit right there. Okay, let's see. Ravager, once again,
Free Roach.
just falls.
Yeah.
Free Roach. Goes YOLO for just a single Ravager, but picks it up in the end.
He could have just got the Roach without really... How much? Is there any energy on the back shield batteries?
Yeah, there is.
He's starting to run a little low, though. I think
just a battery just finished in the front, so it's good for him. And now, no reliable anti-air. Let's see about those corrosive ball. They're here on shield batteries. And Turkey Dano is doing it. He is totally doing it.
I mean, that hatchery is starting to run quite low on HP as well. But he still lost a couple of very expensive units. And of course, there's more energy. One more Immortal falls. But as I say that, the next one shows up as well.
And now he's going to go YOLO on this one because he knows he's got the hit point to take on those Queens and Ravagers.
No way.
And Roddy, Elazer will lose to that proxy Robo with the cannon, the almost non-cannon rush. It's happening, Roddy.
The double Robo. It's 3 Immortals at this point. Now all the Turkey Down needs to do is pick him up.
GG, I can't believe this build is so good. Like Immortals and Prism in early game against Zergs are just freaking overpowered. It's so good.
We've obviously had a couple of upsets already, but I think Turkey Dano taking out Elazer in Brazil versus Poland, the deciders match of this group as well. I mean, mad kudos.
Mad kudos. Mad kudos.
He just did his build. He did his build. We've seen him do it before. We saw some different variations. Sometimes the cannons were close. This time it's like, nah, very far away, my pace, I'll do it my way. It's a soft contain, and eventually I'll just move forward.
I really do think that, obviously, I haven't seen like a million games played with this, but I mentioned Creep Cell earlier. Yeah. You know this guy?
Yeah, I know.
Of course you know it. But this guy, he showed me that build, and he told me it's literally like, it's not a stable build by any means, but if you don't know how to react to it, you will lose to it.
So, Elazer went hatch first this game, correct?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
I just like, what do you think is the idea of going hatch first against someone that cannon rushes like almost every single game?
Yeah, it's a little dangerous, but I do feel like we've seen, I think Zhuge did it super well. Like he scouts it right away, rushes to speedling, gets three spines, and just pushes the proxy before the Robo is done. And I think that's something that will work 100% of the time.
The Roaches is kind of a slower answer, and that obviously allows the batteries to go up. More batteries will get wiped in. And obviously, 1 Immortal is not the end of the world. 2 or 3 potentially is. And I mean, Turkey Dano.
If you accept the fact that you will be fighting with Roaches and Ravagers against a Prism, I really do believe, and like he was stressed out. You could tell, like he was a little bit stressed. But you're not supposed to lose a single Immortal. So you may imagine if he doesn't lose a single one, that's like 5 Immortals at the end of the game. So yes, you want to destroy it, or you want to counterattack it as Bly did it with the proxy hatch. That was super smart.
Yeah, because obviously there's nothing behind all of that.
No.
So Queens and Spines are answer to this?
Yeah, probably.
I think above all, if I would play against someone like that, I don't think I'll open hatch first. I think I'll always go pool before hatch, because like the real weakness of that build is that you have absolutely nothing at home. So I think what Bly did was absolutely genius, because you don't have the money to also warp in 2 cannons near a hatchery. You don't have any unit production at home, so that's where it always gets very awkward. And I mean, we saw Elaser deal earlier with it, right? On Blackpink. No, that was Elaser versus the Moss. Who was the Moss Zero? Was it Elaser as well?
I can't remember. I haven't seen the games because I wasn't there.
Because you were outside. No, so Elaser early today. But the biggest difference between...
It was also Robo Cannon?
Yep. But
okay.
The difference is that was Blackpink, and then he just cancelled the hatch, and he sent the drone outside. And the moment there are units on the other side of the wall, you know, the real weakness of that Protoss build is obviously that it's super focused on that area of the map. So if all the party is happening right in front of the batteries, that's where you want a party, but you don't want anything happening behind you.
Yeah, no, definitely. If you're like too one-dimensional and you headbutt against Immortals, shield batteries, and a Prism, you're gonna have a bad time. Definitely.
Turkey Dano.
What a legend.
So Turkey Dano here takes a point against Poland and ties up the series. And after the break, we will see Turkey Dano against Seoul. Are you ready for this game?
Of course I am.
I'm ready for it, but I have a feeling that Seoul is going to have a better approach than Cass had.
Yeah.
Okay, well, stay with us and see you just after the break. Welcome back, and here we go for the third game of this Deciders matching group Poland. I'm here with Funka and Rotterdam.
He starts rapping for us. I love it. Remix with Hajim.
The Deciders match. Drop the mic.
Turkey Dano deserves it. We should all start rapping for Turkey Dano.
I do agree. I mean, we've talked about, you know, a number of things of what your team could be in Nation Wars, right? You can have those top-heavy team, you got the deep teams, you've got top-heavy plus deep teams. Oh my God, it's amazing. And then you've got Brazil. And Brazil is, you know, kind of half and half. They've got Eric that has the potential, that was super close from beating Elaser. You've got heavy hitter in Kalazur. And then you've got the unknown wild card, Turkey Dano.
Who absolutely plays like a wild card as well.
He does. And he gets the most important win he could have. It's crazy.
That is just a massive win as well against not just anybody, but Elaser, a WCS circuit champion.
We're getting some fun tweets about Turkey Dano.
I can't believe I spent time on this. Please help me.
Because he doesn't know how Turkey Dano actually looks.
Yeah,
so he just put a turkey up there.
We don't have any photo of Turkey Dano, actually.
I'm personally very offended by this tweet, by the way. Kidding.
Okay, so the next game is going to be on Catalyst against Turkey Dano and
You okay, Funka?
I'm good. I'm having a blast. It's just like, I like it. I'm sorry, Hajin.
No, it's okay.
I just love it that a guy like Turkey Dano,
it's massive.
and not saying that he's a bad player or by any means, but he's just somebody that's one-dimensional. You know, he's an all-inner, but he's got a build that's obviously... Well, Elaser didn't really know how to counter it, at least on this map, in this situation, being 5 a.m. and everything, and he gets the win. It's so important.
Before he plays Catalyst like he's Rain and just defends everything for 27 minutes straight. Storm drops, carrier transitions. Take that, Funka, one-dimensional.
That'd be so sick if that happened. Oh.
Okay, and here we go on this third game. It's Seoul against Turkey Dano.
All right, in the top left. Well, he's got a big mission, and this mission is to beat the Brazilian player that just took out his captain. We'll see if he can make it happen. For Poland, he is Seoul.
I wonder what's going through his mind. Going up against this guy, what an absolute madman, really giving us a fantastic show. Representing Brazil, it's Turkey Dano. Look.
Once again,
he might do the second gate thingy, right?
He goes for that.
Yeah.
100%.
Now, I don't think that Seoul is going to go for a Marine with a CC on the low ground and a reactor factory follow-up. Because having one Marine for the first 3 minutes of the game against arguably the cheesiest Protoss in this entire tournament may not necessarily be the safest thing to do.
Yeah, not at all. But we'll see. Earlier, I think Cass wasted an opportunity to keep that CC alive. And that opportunity is building a bunker on the low ground as fast as possible.
He had a single Marine, though.
Yeah, but even if you've got one Marine, I think it's okay.
You can walk past it.
You can walk past it. So you're right.
With the proxy gate, I don't think that even Like, I think if you open up the way that Kaz did, even with one Marine, I think you're going to have a very, very bad time.
Interesting building position. We'll have the reactor part of the wall on the top side. Now the probe tries to delay the CC a little bit.
I mean, Turkey Dano's already happy. He's like, cool, CC on the low ground. I like where this is going. Can you build a reactor after your Reaper? And then a factory as well? Because then I'm truly going to have an absolute party. Okay. If he can build... Oh, my goodness.
Is it a reactor?
I think it is. How? Oh my god. This is unreal.
That Reaper has to do a lot of work on the opposite side of the map.
Ponka, you're on your own. I'm done for today.
I'm okay. I'm hyped up. I was a little late today. So
I mean, obviously Sol is going to try to get Cyclones out, but these Stalkers are going to show up so freaking fast. He's going to have no units. He's going to have to pull a lot of SCVs. He's going to throw up a bunker now on top of the ramp. Reaper is going to try to buy some time for this CC, but I don't see this. I mean, maybe with Cyclones he keeps the CC alive. I guess that's the plan here. But it's going to be even hard to get that bunker up, man.
And he will lose the Reaper. You will lose the Reaper. That bunker will go up at some point, but might lose SCVs in the process.
He's going to lose a lot of SCVs if two Stalkers start showing up, and that second Stalker is almost there.
Oh my god.
Now, Marines and Cyclones. Sol has already put himself in a little bit of a dicey position. It's 3 Stalkers. Batteries are going to get whapped in here. I would like to keep your Stalkers on the high ground there.
Yeah. He wants to be sure that the CC will get cancelled because he's not taking any damage. Well, he's not dealing any damage to it. And now I think Sol might try, to go for the last-ditch effort.
Pull
to keep
everything?
Pull a lot of SCVs, wait for the Cyclone.
Cyclone go.
And he was going to go. I think the batteries, they will not be part of this fight. Even the pylon is a little bit exposed here, and now we can go back to building that CC. But his Cyclone cannot really move.
God.
And now the shield batteries are done. He will have to cancel the CC. He loses the Cyclone. And I think Turkey Dano can go right for it, I think. He can get the bunker.
He can kill the bunker, I think he had enough damage
kill
to potentially
kill the SCV.
Yeah, well... Oh my goodness, Turkey Dano.
This is so bad.
He's got his contain, he's got the Stargate, the batteries are going up. Fonka, what on earth am I watching? This doesn't make any sense.
What is going on now? I mean...
I think he's doing it again.
The reactor will fall. It's the exact same situation, but even worse. I mean, Sol tried to keep the CC alive for longer. He invested in Cyclones that are not useful at all. I mean, the damage they do as anti-air, not that useful. Okay, he messed that up a little bit. Cost him 2 Stalkers. But...
Yeah.
It is the situation that he dreamt of. It's happening again.
I know. I think you can just make mass Void Ray here, right? Like, this is a 1 base. You just keep making Void Rays. What is Sol going to do?
God.
Just make Void Rays. You can kill the depots. Eventually, you're going to kill that bunker as well. If you have 2 or 3 Void Rays, everything is going to melt. It's a single Stargate. There's obviously no reactor. It's going to be 1 Viking at a time.
Oh, yeah.
Sol and Poland are in so much trouble.
I can't believe that the X factor in this matchup was not Kalazur. It's already Turkey Dano that could get 2 games. Well, it's not done yet, but it's such a bad position for Sol now.
This is what you want.
Supply blocked.
Everything happened the way that Turkey Dano envisions it. Reaper, expand on the low ground. It doesn't finish up. He can maybe get the Viking.
He will get the bunker.
He's just going to get everything.
Yes.
Turkey Dano wants it all.
Does nothing. The tank just falls and Turkey Dano gets everything. And now the ramp is his. The ramp is his. He does whatever he wants. Your place is my place now, says Turkey Dano, as the Cyclone tries to deal some damage with his tiny cannon against the Void Rays. But it's not happening. The surround, though, it's pretty massive. Can he get everything with the help of the Cyclone?
There is no DPS anymore for Sol, so other than that Cyclone, the Void Ray is going to eventually take care of that Cyclone. He has lost so many SCVs already. This is obviously a single orbital build. Is there another Void Ray on the way somewhere?
No, actually there is none. I can't believe it's happening, but it's not happening. The 2 Stalkers fall. Did he go too greedy on this one?
He lost a lot. I mean,
15 SCV is not enough, I think.
I still like the position of Turkey Dano because a lot of these SCVs are very injured as well, so he's going to get a few more. Definitely got a little overeager there, maybe a little nervous. One of those, oh my goodness, am I doing this?
Yeah.
Like 2 wins against Ukraine, okay, awesome, but maybe, Kalazur could have got those wins as well. But beating Elaser and Sol, that is absolutely legendary. Look at that splash damage on the Marine. The tank.
Oh my god.
The Void Ray is about to show up, and
I do think he gave a lot of units away.
He's going to shade the depths in the middle line. He's going to kill everything, Fonka.
Let's see. The Void Ray is out now. We've got 4 adepts. Turkey Dano. What a legit legend.
kill some SCVs. Don't go for the tank. You kill SCVs, it's a one-base Terran.
Oh my god.
There you go, Turkey Dano.
Okay. Void Ray will pick up the Viking. It will get it. Now the tank is by itself. There's only a couple of Marines to defend it. And now the Viking will pop. And probably the fight will be won by the Viking.
Oh my goodness.
It's a double KO. It's so good for Turkey Dano.
Soul just 12 SCVs, not mining at all. A lot of these SCVs still very low in HP. There's a Widow Mine in the mix as well. That mine gets picked off. And now you just run away from the tanks. Soul is not mining. The new Void Ray is about to show up. And that's
20 minerals.
That's a GG Void Ray if I've ever seen one.
Oh my god, 3 more depths. We'll shade in the positioning. Not that good, but it's gonna be good enough. Now the Void Ray will fight against the tank. And Turkey Dano, what an amazing turn of events. He will get the last tank. There is nothing here for Terran, nothing for Poland. GG! Turkey Dano makes it 2-1 for Brazil. What are we witnessing? What is this?
Without exaggeration, I think both Elaser and Soul are probably a solid 1500 MMR above Turkey Dano. Like, that is actually insane what Turkey Dano is doing here. What an absolute legend. I mean, I can obviously be critical, and this build of Soul, like, I want to rip my own eyeballs out. Like, how the cheesiest Protoss in the tournament, and you go Reaper, Fast Expand on the low ground into a reactor. Like, and he just did the exact same thing against Casbot. I don't even want to go there, Fonka, because Turkey Dano is doing absolutely amazing, legendary things.
If Brazil goes to the quarterfinals, and it's not decided yet, right? Like, there's 2 more points to be won for Brazil to make it to the quarterfinals. But if it does happen, it's going to be because of how effective, Turkey Dano has been in this tournament, in this match, getting 2 points. He did it against Ukraine. Now does it against Poland, and yes, this did look like, you know, oh my god, I'm doing it, right?
Yep. This is one of those moments where it's like, I cannot believe this is happening, and suddenly you lose how you start, you're like, oh my god, did I throw? And it's like, nah. I love the Adept follow-up though. That was good because there was still potential for Soul to technically sort of recover. I mean, he would still have to deal with all these shield batteries eventually. But at one base Soul, you know, the more bigger room you give him, the bigger the army becomes, the more outplay potential there obviously is. But I love the Adept follow-up. That was very smart. Just deny the mining. This is obviously so clutch as well. Getting the kill there in the end on that Viking. And that's all she wrote. Turkey Dano.
I can't believe. Well, yeah, let's just focus on how good it was. And he just believed in his builds and he went for it. And he's like, they just keep reacting the way I want them to react. It's so good now. And
now we get to see him in PvP. Yes, I haven't seen him in PvP yet.
No, we get to see the build. We get to see the build. So it's going to be against Mana. Obviously, last man standing, captain of Team Poland.
So you think Cannon Rush with Robos again? Because Sprint F loves to Cannon Rush and then eventually get batteries and either disruptors or most of the time it's Immortals first, but eventually, you know,
Disruptors
he does
then?
a lot of Disruptor Cannon Rush.
I think it does make sense. I'm just a little bit more, you know, new to the PvP game with Cannon Rush and stuff like
Cannons
that.
are not bad in PvP. Like, it all depends on like, where you get them and the map, of course. There's a lot of maps that have very annoying little triangle corners where it's like, oh, my opponent's scouting kind of early, and it's like,
Pylon.
It's like, oh god, here we go again.
I can't believe what I'm watching. This is such an amazing turn of events for Brazil with Turkey Dano carrying its weight. It started with Eric almost beating Elaser.
Yes.
It started with, like, you know, one of the most perfect way of starting this clan war, but they ended up losing this game, and now you're like, okay, Turkey Dano will probably get demolished, you know, by Elaser, and no, he gets the win. Now gets the win against Soul, and if he does it against Mana, I would lose my mind.
He's obviously gonna Cannon Rush. All right, here we go. I don't think this man would have ever felt a lot of pressure on his shoulders going up against Turkey Dano, but he's feeling it right now. A very important match for this man who's representing the runner-ups of Season 4. It's Mana.
Yeah, he was part of the team back then. Did pull his own weight during this tournament.
All right. It's a gate.
It's a gateway.
All right.
What the hell happened to this guy? In the top right, as the blue Protoss representing Brazil and scoring 2 points in a row, it's Turkey Dano.
If I'm Mana right now, I'd be even more scared when I see a gate. I was like, wait, what? Look, man, like, oh, I love this. He's using his image, but this guy's playing like a veteran. He's like, I'm going to countermash you, but unfortunately for him, Mana did scout very early, and Mana spots the gate. So now Mana won't react to it. That's actually, I still love it though. That's so smart.
Yeah,
the mind games. I loved it because I would not normally expect Mana to scout this early, but obviously good job by Mana to actually scout early. I would have pulled 7 probes against that pylon, Funka.
Yeah, definitely.
And
that's
then he would steal my gas, and then an Oracle flies in. And
well, I'm just done.
Yeah.
I'm installing StarCraft 2. But it's just, like, we can take just a little bit of time to talk about those kind of players, right? Like, Turkey Dano looks like a guy that will go and do those builds 25 times, 30, 40 times a day. That's what he does. He ladders, he does those builds. He doesn't have that, maybe he has a couple of macro builds, but the thing is, he will push the games to be more complex and just push his opponent outside of his comfort zone, right? Like every time he will do that. And the thing is, this guy has way more experience in playing those crappy games. He has way more experience in having the proper transitions. He's got everything on it. Well, if he's able to push the game on his own term, then suddenly he's got the advantage right off the bat. And that's why he's such a dangerous player.
So I'm kind of sad that he revealed the first chrono on the warp gate. Because I have the feeling that Turkey Dano wants to do more than just chrono that once. There is a good chance we're going to see that being chronoed maybe a few more times. We'll see what he decides to do though. Alright, there's a Stargate actually. Man, this is also normal. If I'm Mana right now, I'd be so terrified. It's like, why is this guy that Holland's every single game suddenly opening up like with a macro-oriented opening? And why is he pylon blocking me? I'd be so mad if I'm Mana right now. It's like,
yeah.
What's going on?
I think Mana is pretty mad. I think Laser and Soul are also pretty mad after losing those games. And yeah, it's a tough position. Kelazur is not even out yet. And it's 2-1 in favor of Brazil. I just can't believe. I would have never expected that.
You could have given me 100-1 and I would have not taken that bet. Like Brazil to be up 2-1 over Poland without Kelazur playing. I would have said there's absolutely zero chance, Funka. But that's why we play these games, guys. Because apparently StarCraft, there is always a chance. It's a Phoenix opening. Maybe Phoenix Gateway all in? Okay, pretty good against the safe Robo opening. Mana, are you going to follow it up with a Robo?
Yeah, it could be a Robo from Mana. I would not be too... Okay. I was like, oh my god, he lets the probe go.
Good Mana, he's scouting everywhere. He's so worried.
As he should be.
He's using the Sentry. The Sentry is going to get a good scout off. It would be fantastic for Turkey Dano if he can somehow... Alright, good pylon block there. If you could somehow pick off that probe before it shows up in his natural or that hallucinated Phoenix. Alright, then expand. Now Mana is going for the Robo though. But I mean, Turkey Dano actually has quite a few probes. What a guy.
So,
what a guy.
I was looking just at a Turkey Dano that's like, okay, my opponent is probably super paranoid. We'll go a super safe route with the Robo. So if I start early with Phoenix production, I just push the game into a Phoenix war and I've got way more than him. No, is that something he thinks about?
Phoenix is very... Now, I think what he is doing here, I'm not sure 100%, but Phoenix is very, very good against Robo. Because if you open up Expand Robo, that means that Blink is very late. Obviously, it's very tough to deal with Phoenix harassment if you don't have Blink. So on paper, this makes a lot of sense. Turkey Dano is even going for some multi-prong harassment here.
The timing is perfect. He will not get the Sentry.
Go for probes.
Okay, he goes for probes, and he's not microing the Phoenix in the main. No, come on, Turkey Dano, he can't do that.
Did he kill any probes?
No, I don't think he did.
I love the ambition, though. Like, that's sick. No, unfortunately, he didn't kill anything. Like, technically, that's a really good move, because, you know, you either focus on the Adepts or you focus on the Phoenixes. So, technically, Turkey Dano was able to get a couple of probes there. Unfortunately, it didn't work out. Now, he got a Twilight, but he's also getting a Robo. Okay, maybe some Immortal Adept pressure? Quote unquote.
Yeah, pressure or all in. We'll see.
These Phoenixes are really supposed to do some damage though.
Yeah.
These Stalkers do not have Blink. You can just fly around. There's always a way to do damage. If the Stalkers don't have Blink, like the longer you wait, the harder it gets. But you just fly in the main. Even if you end up losing one Phoenix, you're gonna kill 6-7 probes there in the main base.
Yeah. And now just he wasn't decisive once again. He should have gone to the natural after the Stalkers were a little bit out of position, I think.
Because like, in this phase of the game, it hurts the most, guys. But by now, Mana already has 15 probes in the natural. Turkey Dano's not in bad shape though, guys. Not at all. He's even in workaround. But once again, on paper, when you play Phoenix against Robo, you can and you really should do damage.
Yeah, and he is falling a little bit behind. Okay, that's the gateway explosion that we expected. That's now about 6, 7 that are being produced. Is Starkidano going to go for it? No, he goes back. I mean,
he's just going to use everything in the main fight. Now he doesn't want to lose any more Phoenixes. I'm sad he didn't do any damage because I absolutely believed he could, especially with the Adapt, of course. The Adapt multi-prong with the Phoenix. That's a moment where he could have easily got 4 or 5 probes. But instead, this might actually, in a way, work out. If Mana becomes aggressive against Turkidano with Blink Stalkers, how many Immortals does Turkidano have here, guys? One Immortal is not super impressive.
Only the one, and he scouted all the gateways. So, like, Mana is doing that with and knowing everything that Turkidano has, so
I honestly
feels comfortable right now.
I feel that Turkidano should just sit back at this point and receive the pressure of Mana. Yeah, the Observer of Mana is massive.
Yeah, it is. It is quite massive. He knows about every single unit that he has.
Chrono the Immortal. Is he chronoing the Immortal?
I think he is.
Okay.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, with 2 Immortals, I actually believe. Okay, the Phoenixes are resting here. You probably want to recall them. Don't use all your energy. I would say recall those Phoenixes. Otherwise, you could die at home. This is great, but he only has a single Immortal and he doesn't have any shield batteries here.
No shield batteries in defense is going to make a lot of difference. A blink forward, the Immortal dies right away, and the Prism will die as well. Okay, the Immortal being macroed a little bit. The Adept's doing it. Is it possible? There's sentries. There's sentries in this this Prism, and the Force Field will get dropped down. The Adepts, they will try to do it, but I don't think there is enough.
Oh, that's a weird blink by Mana, though. Kind of all over the place. He's going to end up losing a couple of Stalkers. Is there another Immortal on the way? Unfortunately not. Where are those Phoenixes? Did they ever show up?
No, they're just not doing anything on the other side of the map. Maybe the multitasking is a little bit too much on this one.
But he holds, though.
Does hold, and he's got 3 more probes.
Make him more. He spent all of his gas. I mean, he actually did a lot of damage with his Phoenix harassment. He's still in this one. Now, Mana's going to get his own Resonating Glaze. Turkidano, the legend. This man just keeps on giving.
Oh, my God.
2 more gates for Mana.
He's got a supply lead, like a pretty sizable one, too. If he can get like a Prism at the opposite side of the map, it would
he had a Prism.
So good.
He had a Prism. Unfortunately, he lost it when Mana just made that crazy blink in. I would have loved to see one more Immortal fired up immediately, but he went. I mean, he has an insane amount of Adepts. Imagine if he just changed everything into the Natural of Mana. Does Mana have any shield batteries in Natural 1, right?
The Phoenix. Just gonna suicide.
All right.
At the same time, I think we'll see the Blink Stalkers go to the main, and that's a really good strategy by Mana. He can still recall those. Actually, it's going to be Turkidano that will be recalling his army right away.
That's a single Immortal.
It's a dead Immortal.
He recalled 2 Zealots and a Sentry, unfortunately. That's not going to be enough. So now he's going to end up losing these Stalkers. Turkidano's just going to go for it with 1,000,000 Adepts. Can he get into the main base? Now Mana's going to recall his Stalkers at home.
Oh, the Glaives are not done, but the Stalkers are being recalled, and I think that's enough from Mana with 40 army supply against the 42. Now the Adepts will go to the main base, but how many will die before they get to use their Shades? Quite a bit, actually. He lost a lot here.
Gonna do a little bit of economic damage. He's gonna get a few more pickoffs there. Does he have a follow-up, though? Does Turkidano still have a follow-up? He's even in Workers. Unfortunately, he did just lose the majority of his army, but he's got an army at home.
Yeah, he's got Adepts.
He's getting an Immortal.
Another Immortal. No third base.
Turkidano's an absolute legend.
He's
got money in the bank, and numbers-wise, it's actually quite even.
Yeah.
Just make Immortals. The only sad thing is he doesn't have Blink. I don't... That's a little ambitious, but... Maybe with the Immortal.
Templar Archive. That's a lot of stuff at the same time. Like Templar Archive, Nexus, and Zealot Charge.
Ambition, it screams to me. Another Immortal, give it to me. All right.
The Immortal is here.
I mean, in the end, it's the right choice, though, because Mana's sort of doing the same thing. So everything that Turkidano does, he's actually getting away with it.
It's so sick.
This man is amazing.
It's so sick.
He's having the StarCraft 2 day of his life, guys.
Oh yeah. We're looking at somebody that's just like overperforming and just messing with the opponent's head so much.
He's so overclocked right now. It's unreal.
He's overpowered right now. Like he's about to burn out if he just keeps on pushing.
Like even this is like it's 11 minutes into the game, and we've had a couple funny moments, but he's even with Mana. Like that's really good.
He's even with Mana. He's got 600 gas in the bank.
Yes.
Templar Archive just finished.
Okay, Mana is going to be aggressive. It's 2 Immortals, 2 Archons. The Archons are very important though. Turkey Dano, you want to get your own Archons as well because Archons are so freaking powerful against the Depths. He's going to try to force field these Stalkers.
Really?
It's a good move, but Mana's real forces are coming in.
That's quite crazy though. That's quite crazy though.
Well,
Is it possible for him to do that? No, you want to pull back. You want to pull back now. The force fields are massive and the Zealot charge is not done yet. So he has to go back. And now it's 53 army supply against the 62 and the Archons. They will be able, and the Adepts shading in. I think Mana, after being a little bit pressured into this game, might take it.
Well,
Actually, I spoke too soon. The Archons, they did some massive damage on the left side. He doesn't lose a single one.
He actually just completely crushed all the Adepts on the right side. And now Mana is going to have to sort of disengage, and he's going to go for a little bit of War Prism harassment instead. It's going to be tough for Turkey Dano to deal with this because he doesn't really have any proper anti-air, right? Archons are slow and clunky, so there's a good chance he's going to lose a couple of essential pylons. This one pylon on the left screams Ardimactosis to me.
Oh yeah.
And that's a painful one to lose.
Okay, 2 Immortals will destroy this pylon. He will warp in some Zealots. But that's not going to be enough. Okay, he showed mercy for that pylon for a bit, thinking of Atosis, and now just goes back. So that's a good pickup for Mana right here. But I just can't believe that Turkey Dano, like this fight looked so bad. It looked so bad for him.
Yeah, I mean, the Archons flank, and maybe Mana got a little eager. Like, the real power for Mana was obviously the Immortals and the Archons, but he only fought with a couple of Adepts, and there were still few Adepts in the main side. But it seems like Turkey Dano had enough of this game. He's going to try to end it here. While Mana's being annoying with a little bit of harass, a few Adepts did shade forward. Can Turkey Dano pull off another miracle?
Templars, he's got a lot of gas. Do you want to wait a little bit? I think you might want to.
That's a couple of Archons. Does he have the gateways? Did he repower the gates?
Yeah, he did. He did. He's boosting every single gateway. Okay.
Okay, gets the Observer.
89 supply against 78.
Would you go for the natural?
You go for the natural. You don't want to fight there. You want to save your Prism, though.
And he saves the Prism. I mean, the Zealots are very, very freaky units against Adepts and Archons, though. They can still be very useful. Hey, there's an Archon on the right side. There's an Archon on the right side for Mana.
The Prism has 5 HP and he will go for it once again. The fight from Turkey Dano. He goes for it. The battery shields, are they going to be enough? New Whopping from Mana. Lots of Adepts, but more Archons on the side of Turkey Dano. It's going to be tough, but I think Mana is holding right here.
Yeah, with the shield batteries and the good positioning as well. On top of that ramp, GG. Mana will end the run of Turkey Dano. But what a freaking amazing run it was.
He's gonna get revived, man.
Calazur, eat your heart out. We've got a new ace in town.
You're done, Diego. You're done. No, it's so sick. It's so like, even that last game remained super close until the end. He made like, I don't know, like
it's so
miraculous holds.
Yeah,
twice.
Yeah, against all the Blink Stalkers as well. He had a couple of very good moves with his own Adepts. I would have loved to see him recall these Phoenix. Like, let's say you kill 6-7 probes and then you recall. If these Phoenixes help out at home, you know, even if it's just to click on the Prism or you take a couple Stalkers out of the occasion, that would have been massive. But I mean, he played another very good game. Mana is, you know, an absolute nightmare to go up against in a PvP. And he really held his own for the first 11 minutes. Was it hectic and crazy? Yes.
Yes, it was.
But it was also kind of normal in a way.
Yeah. It transitioned into something more normal as the game went, you know, further and further. But it's quite crazy that, yeah, well, like for now, and now that he's gone, I mean, Turkey Dano, the momentum is stopped. But you could tell that, obviously, on the side of Mana, there was a little bit of, you know, as you said, like he might have been overeager. It's like, okay, let's stop the charade. Like, let's stop the show. It's what's happening there. Let me kill you. I'm supposed to be better than you. And even that last fight, I think we might see it. But the Archon, I think it's the splash damage.
Zealots,
the 2 Archons on the left side.
It's also, yes, absolutely. But it's also like the final fight. It's just Zealots are really good. Yeah. But Adepts with Resonating Glaives are also very good.
I was referring to this fight. I'm just wondering, because the Adept shading on the right side of the army, I think I like it. He pulled away without losing. Well, he lost like maybe 4 or 5 Adepts. So the Adept shading, and I think what we want to look at is the Archons. Because right here, they do deal a lot of damage. And see, it gets closer and closer. And maybe just the Adepts on the right side were not the good call, but it was so close.
I would have loved to see him just send, I want to say maybe send a couple Zealots into the main or natural, but And once again, you can always warp in at depths. And in the end, shield batteries are so freaking amazing in these kind of fights. Like, even though a lot of those units were very clumped up, as Kevin was showing us as well, in the end, what's most important is that your Archons are not going down, and these Archons were not going down of mana.
Yeah.
But what a run, what a performance. I tip my multiple fedoras to you, Turkey Dano. That was amazing.
That
So
was
the
great.
Polish captain here evens up the score in this deciders match, and so Kalazer is coming out now to defy mana.
So once again, it's the captain fight. It's actually exactly the same scenario as what they played against Ukraine. Turkey Dano opening up the score, getting 2 games.
Yeah,
and then losing to the heavy hitter. Well, I guess he beat the heavy hitter this time.
Yeah.
Because he did the laser.
We both Soul and Elaser.
Yeah.
Soul also broke 7k MMR. You know, Soul beat stats on LAN. But
Yes,
fell,
he did.
But
He
fell
did.
to Turkey Dano online. Like, no, it's absolutely amazing. Like, the wins against Ukraine, I thought were super cool.
Oh, it's so good.
But, you know, in the end, like, if you ask me, like, can Kalazur beat, you know, Cass and Dimaga? Yes. But taking out both Elaser, like, I'm sure that not even Kalazur dared to dream this.
Yeah, it is so good for Brazil now because, yes, Kalazer has 2 lives to just take, you know, mana out and then whoever they revive. It's such a good start. He said it earlier. It's like, I hope they help me, you know, carry the team, and they help me in the process of qualifying for the round of 8. I do think that Turkey Dano did the job. Yes,
that is. I mean, in such an important match as well. This is the deciders match. It's not just a round of 32 match they'll win anyway. No, it's against the runners-up of Nationwide Season 4 that once again have a very good overall team. A lot of the pros pick them. Like, this is such a big deal. Like, oh, Turkey Dano,
So
what a
I was checking Twitter. A massive number of Turkey gifs are invading Twitter right now with the hashtag NW5. Well, we're gonna have a little break, but stay with us because it's gonna be mana against Kalazer on Eastwatch. Good evening, and this was the last break of the day because our nations here, so Poland and Brazil, they're 2 victories away from the qualification to the round of 8. And we have now our captain's battle again between Mana and Kalazer. What can we expect from this game?
Fireworks.
Yeah.
During the interview, Mana looked really confident, even in the late game against Turan.
Yeah, go for it.
Mana is still super good, so Mana absolutely has what it takes to defeat Kalazur, but at the same time, Kalazur is super, super capable of beating Mana as well. As we've got a couple tweets coming in.
I didn't even think of Emil. I think I'll go back
He tweeted, what? Question mark. That says it all.
I think I'll go back and watch the rebroadcast of Emil's show. Just know how crazy good. And obviously...
There's so many funny turkey gifs. That one is pretty funny. That one is pretty funny.
This is so good. This is so good.
I love it.
Thank you, guys.
My reaction literally during those games. Oh. I love it. So good.
Turkey Dano fighting once again. It's a turkey dancing. You guys are being really good with these ones, with those ones. That's for sure.
I mean, honestly, for me, this was the craziest thing I've seen this tournament. And I mean that when I even think back of Special All-Killing South Korea. Because in my eyes, Special All-Killing South Korea, that is really sick. That's amazing. But you know, at his absolute greatest day, that he's possible of that. These were things that I simply do not think were possible in StarCraft. Someone who is, you know, considered so much, you know, or is just so much lower ranked, or, you know, is so much less MMR overall than his opponents, and getting victories in multiple matchups. And even that final game against Mana, he didn't even fall flat on his face there in a quote-unquote relatively normal game. It's funny that a couple of obvious things were kind of wrong, because like the Adepts and the Phoenix, that can do a lot of damage. Unfortunately, that didn't work. But then he has a miraculous hold. It's like he's got it all. Absolutely amazing games.
Imagine if he does deal damage with that sequence so early into the game.
Yes.
oh my god, I don't want to even think about it. My head will explode. It's not gonna be it's not gonna look nice on the set. As we go into Game 5, it is 2-2 right now. Both captains will play against each other. It's gonna be on Eastwatch, Mana versus Calazur. And I feel like we transition to something totally different right away. It's like, okay, the madness has stopped.
Yeah.
Let's go back to some
Serious
more regular
StarCraft.
StarCraft, but with a lot of things on the line. I love it.
What a series so far between these two nations. Absolutely loved every single minute of it. For now, let's see if the captain can shine one more time. Representing Poland, it's Mana.
And in the bottom left, a really, really happy guy. He was helped by his teammates, but now he has to take the fate of Brazil up to his own hands. It is Calazur.
Will that probe scout the barracks? Oh, that's a disastrous start for Calazur. Mana reading Calazur like a book. This proxy Rex is not going to go up. There's simply no way. He doesn't have another SUV here. You got to cancel this, Calazur.
Yeah, and he will. And what does he go for? Okay, he throws down another barracks at the opposite side of the map.
All right, so that's obviously a rough start here for Diego. You invest quite a bit in sending your SUV out that early. That's an SUV that could have been building that barracks at home, and it could have been done already. So that also means later orbital, and above all, you lose a lot of mining time. But in the end, at least it was scouted rather early, so he was able to kind of transition. But this is not the way you want to start this game if your name is Calazur.
Definitely not a good start for Calazur. And maybe what Poland needed in this best of 7 to, equalize things a little bit. A really good early start on the side of Mana. The second racks will get cancelled in a few seconds, I do believe. It's interesting that he didn't cancel yet.
I think he just wanted to keep that probe there a little bit longer because it's a lot of lost mining time. At the same time, Mana is basically not mining with 2 probes now, so that does hurt a little bit. I'm curious to see... Oh, whoa, Mana!
What?
Gets the... with the extra scouting probe. He just got the SCV kill that was building the barracks.
That is pretty good.
That's a sweet start. Not only do you find a proxy, you get a... And he's going to recall his own little probe as well. It's like, you did well.
Cheeky probey. Go back home. You're good.
All right, fantastic start. What do you think Mana's going to go for? I would like to see a Stargate here. I say Stargate Phoenix.
Yeah. I think it's one of the most stable openings if you want to play that, calm and collected game style. And you know that 1-1-1 is super popular. You will face against drops. Yep. You get those Phoenixes in the air.
Of course, he could just open up with a single Oracle as well. That's something we've seen from these high-level Protoses. But I actually think straight Phoenix here would be very solid.
Yeah.
Because everything else at home from Calazur is going to be a little bit later. Maybe that's why he feels the Oracle can potentially do some damage, but I'd absolutely love to see some Phoenixes. I think it would make a lot of sense giving the opening in this game.
Then I'm wondering if Calazur goes for, well, I guess you could play defensively and throw down like an early CC. If he confirms that it's a Stargate, maybe you can go for a quick third CC. I would like it.
3 CC is absolutely not bad here. I wanted to really scout what was happening in the main base. I'm sure he's sort of expecting. Now these Hellions could potentially do damage, especially if the Oracle's on the other side of the map. And it is going to be an Oracle first here. But of course, Mana could perhaps get something done as well with the Adept and the Oracle. He's throwing up 2 more gateways, so Mana's very safe. He wants to make sure he doesn't die against something silly, but it's unlikely to assume that he could die against anything after the start that he had.
Yeah, definitely. Still gonna scout a little bit more, maybe expects another proxy structure at some point, so just leaves it there as a spotter. This Adept, ooh, it's gonna be close. Okay, we'll shed out here.
I feel like the Adepts almost always live with 5 HP against Hellions. This seems to pretty much happen all the time. Now the Oracle is still just chilling at home. Did not get anything done on the other side of the map. I don't think we have a single Widow mine out.
I think there's one.
All right. One mine north side of the orbital somewhere.
Yeah, it's
next
behind
to the
gas.
refinery. Okay, that's cute.
Cute positioning indeed. Quick Steam gonna go after that on the side of Calazur. I've seen a bunker for a bit. I think maybe cancel it or...
Mana, what do you think it's gonna be? I mean, I feel that both Blink and Charge are reasonable options here. Excuse me, Blink and Glaives, because he could potentially do a lot of damage with Resonating Glaives. But I have the feeling he wants to go Blink here, because he just made a bunch of Stalkers as well.
Yeah.
And I think we might see a very aggressive Mana in this game.
Yeah, let's see. Doesn't go for something that economical centric for now. Mostly chrono boosting, a lot of upgrades for Blink at least. Quick depot from the sky here on the side of Calazur. Nice scout from the Brazilian Terran.
He knows right after the Nexus has been dropped down.
Yeah, at least finds knows the timing of it and gets a probe there for his efforts. Now this Oracle is going to come in. There is no Widow Mine here. There is a Cyclone though, but losing even just a couple of SCVs could be quite painful. But at least Kalazur gets some real damage on the Oracle, so that could eventually help out. What's that probe hiding on the north side?
Cheeky Proby once again.
Alright, so it's actually a double Forge follow-up. So I wonder why he proxied the pylon that early.
Yeah.
Maybe he would have played different if Kalazur actually would have gone aggressive. Now there is a Widow Mine.
Rip.
Yep. All right. Well, that's nice for Kalazur. Catches a break, his first break.
It's interesting to me that, you know, the Oracle had all the free reign in the world to go on the left side or like the first extractor, and he goes like a little bit further away from the army that's helping, I guess, but goes for the second refinery.
All right.
And gets blown up.
So I like where this is going for Kalazur. I have the feeling that Kalazur will probably move out quite quickly as soon as he has 2 medevacs. Unfortunately, this Liberator somehow gets spotted by these Stalkers. That's actually quite sick, because that Liberator A would have been very annoying, and B could have really helped. If Kalazur did want to move out with his forces, it's super nice to show up with a Liberator in the Protoss main, because then you force the Stalkers to be back, and that allows your Bio Army to just run across the map. Maybe Mana saw the game that Kalazur played against Cass on Blackpink, where Mana pretty much did the exact same thing as he's currently doing. Yeah. And I was surprised that he was able to get away with a Stargate opening, blink, and charge, and a Colossus by the time that the battle actually happened. Because here you can see these Stalkers, they're obviously trying to buy some time. So far they're doing a decent job into it. But obviously, if the Liberator was still alive, these Stalkers couldn't be doing what they're doing right now.
Yeah, of course.
And would make Kalazur's life to march across the map a little bit easier.
I mean, Mana is always so good at this, like intercepting those units, those medevacs, those Liberators. So really kudos for him on this one to get the Liberator out of here as the army is trying to go on the right side. Nice kiting with the Blink Stalkers on the in the middle. And this proxy pylon doesn't see the CC yet. So he has the opportunity to go for some units.
Just warp in a Zealot. That's all you need.
But he doesn't know it yet, though.
No, but eventually he might go for a single Zealot just to see what's happening. He is not totally ready for the fight yet, though. And this is what I mentioned before. It's so crazy to see Blink and Charge and all the Stargate. Kalazur shows no respect for his army at all and just stims forward, gets the Zealots, gets the Adept, gets the Immortal, and suddenly these Stalkers are in quite a bit of trouble, and Mana is forced to give up this base.
Even recalling the probes, I like the move, but I don't like the fact that he lost that base, and he lost it as he was losing a lot of units, a lot of valuable units at the same time. Nice micro from Kalazur. He did it earlier in the fight by pulling back the Marines and letting the Marauders tank the shots after that. But what a great opportunity. And Kalazur just flipped this game all around instantly.
It almost seems like Mana just feels that those medevacs are coming.
He's so good at this.
Yep, he keeps track of that army. Obviously, he realized that with no reinforcements, he's going to try to get the medevac here. Will be able to get the medevac, and even gets the Viking and a few Marauders in the mix as well. Damn, that was really sweet. He ends up paying with only a single Stalker. Not bad at all. It's important that he has a feel for this double drop that's heading towards his main, though.
Yeah, it looked like he knew, but now he is just out of position. Kalazur gonna go for something more careful, more cautious. Doesn't want to go YOLO in the main. So we'll just get the probe, get a couple of pylons, and that's already good enough for him.
I mean, obviously that was a big loss for Mana, losing the Nexus, losing a handful of probes, and now Kalazur is actually on 3 CC. So it's not great by any means. But Mana's still in this one. He's got double Forge. He's got Colossus out, at least one of them. He's got Thermal Lens on the way. And Ghost is obviously never bad against Protoss, but does Kalazur know about Colossus? He doesn't, right?
I don't think he does. Maybe he's seen it when he went close to the ramp on the natural, but I'm not entirely sure because, yes, the Ghosts are not the units that you want, obviously.
Ghost Widowmine is
Vikings.
Ghost Widowmine is not what you want to use against a bunch of Colossus. So it's important that Kalazur eventually spots a Colossus that's out on the map. Now, Widowmine is very useful, of course, against Zealots, but you know the real story of this army of Mana, Kalazur just finds that. Observe immediately. The real army is the Colossus. Now the second robo as well. It's important for Kalazur that he picks up on this.
It's interesting that spotting observers went from, you know, being super good with your eyes and now a little bit better with your ears, you know, because when you put them in surveillance mode like this, they do spread a little sound, and he realized right after he went onto surveillance mode and scanned it right away. Good job on Kalazur. Kalazur will fall quite a lot behind in terms of upgrades. He starts to +2 attack as the +2/+2 from Protoss is finishing,
as well as the extended thermal lens. I'm not liking this attack.
No, a couple sentries. Oh, he still doesn't know. But I think the force field is so scary. I mean, normally, if now he scans the Colossus, and I wonder what this will do to Kalazur. Is he still confident enough to go through this choke point?
I know he will go for I think a Doom drop, something along those lines. Now he wants to drop on the Colossus.
What? No way, you can't do that.
That'd be so crazy.
Yeah,
though.
with Zealots in the mix there as well, they're gonna slice everything to pieces.
Oh, Ghost versus Zealot. Oh, the Ghost with full. The worst scream in the entire game.
Oh, beautiful.
Well, interesting that you play Protoss and I play Terran when we say that.
Look at the amount of energy on these medevacs. I'm sure that Mana is like, should I drop Templar Archives right about now? A couple of feedbacks would be very juicy. These upgrades, you can't. Is he really going to try to drop these bio units on top of the Colossus?
I think it does look like that, but...
I mean, he's got a massive army, but if Mana wipes in a few more units, he's getting another Immortal, another Colossus out. Okay, now I think he's actually going for the main. Maybe he just feels like I'm showing so many units on the ground.
It looks
this
like
is such a crazy play by Kalazur.
Yeah, this is so crazy. He will go for it, I think, at some point. He looks like this, and he will use the boost, and he will try to drop right on top of the Colossus.
Wow.
Here, Maru style, as more units will come down the main. Stalkers and Zealots all together, but nice micro from Mana, repositioning his Colossi as fast as possible, and he's holding on. I think the Colossus, they do the job. They will never take down.
He needs a few more Zealots, though. He doesn't really have anything to tank against these Marauder shots. Now he wipes in the Zealots. Does he save the Colossus? Yes, he does. In the end, that wasn't so bad for Mana, who's got 3-3 upgrades on the way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that wasn't really bad at all. He's going up to 4 bases in the right bottom side. A very, very ambitious move there by Kalazur, and I don't think it really worked out in the long run.
Yeah, well, no, definitely. He did keep most of his medivacs alive, which I like. In this fight, Mana was never able to target those down. So obviously quite helpful on the side of Kalazur that he still has those medivacs to heal up his units and go for multiple drops. We can see Liberators being produced, but still no second starpod, still no fusion core, so no extended technology for the Terran player. And as this game goes on, as you mentioned, with +3/+3,
yeah. No,
not a good side for Terran.
Absolutely. I think Kalazur needs a better answer against these Colossus, and now Disruptors are on the way as well. Advanced Ballistics would be fantastic. Mass Vikings is obviously an option, but gets a little tricky when the gateway units have 3-3. Archons, Stalkers. Good revelation there from that Oracle. Just passes by. It's like, hey, Terran army. Pop. Like, all right, you're revealed. Kalazur is desperately looking for an opening, but I like the way that Mana has split up his forces.
Mana is really good at anticipating. Like, he probably realized that he was scanned on his force base. Like, okay, I'm going to just push my units a little bit down this line, down this fourth base. Now we see the second starport. Now we see some Vikings, but still no air upgrades. So I'm just a little concerned. Like, this game is going to go longer and longer. We've got Disruptors, we've got Archons, we've got Stalkers and Colossus with +3/+3.
But what's important, though, is that Kalazur was not super tunnel visioned in ending this game very early.
Yeah.
Losing those rocks is going to be annoying, because then eventually Zealots will keep showing up from that side. But he is already on 4 bases himself, could potentially drop a 5th command center if he wants as well. Finds this army, but I think that Mana is reaching that phase in the game where they're like, if you're not really desperately attacking me, would this be an okay moment for me to fight you? And I think that Mana is soon going to come to the conclusion that the answer is yes. The only thing is, it's kind of scary, is that Eastwatch is a massive map, and by the time that your Colossus run to the other side of the map, you always seem to get dropped.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what Kalazur is trying to do here with 4 medivacs on the top side of the map, but really sick positioning once again from Mana. He's got a lot of units down there. Archon, Stalkers, Colossus, everything in place. And now those Liberator, they're not sieged up and they're taking a lot of damage from the Archons and Stalkers. He's got Ghosts, but those Ghosts, they're not in position. There's a Planetary Fortress, though. Let's see if he can do it. The Disruptor getting a super juicy shot, no repairs. And that's a 4th base that's going to hurt a lot to lose.
Yeah, but now the other forces are coming in from the south side, or from the north side, excuse me, as well.
Recall?
I think maybe you want to recall this army. He shoots with the Disruptor instead. Gets a pretty good connection. The other Disruptor can shoot too, and will blow up a couple of Marauders in the mix. Land the Vikings. I mean, Mana's going to lose up all these units, but he did so much freaking damage.
3-3 Immortals against massively Marauder and Viking heavy armies. He just took out so many units, and now the rest of the units show up.
the blink offensively right on top of those medivacs. He has to pull back, and we're looking at a Kalazur that's only on 3 bases as we reach 15 minutes. This is not a good side. 7 Templars just butt whopped in.
Yeah, Mana has so much money because he's on 4 bases. He hasn't been whopping in that many units. Perhaps doesn't have the gateway count either. He could potentially get all those SCVs there. That's a nice little jackpot. And he's not giving Kalazur time to, kind of just chill out and recover. I mean, Mana has to be a little bit careful. You probably want to spend your money, Mana, before you truly commit. Where did all those High Templars get wiped in?
Probably 4th base or something. I don't know, not even. 1 in each base, like Hero back then. Now we just don't see him. Okay, the Archons are just running down right here. And now that's an army that I don't think Kalazur can fight. He will try with everything he's got because it means that Poland will be 3-2 if he were to lose, but it's going to be a super tough one. He doesn't have the ghost now, so no EMPs. Those Archons are just tough as hell.
Yeah, no Observer here in the mix though, so those Widow Mines get a little bit tricky, and Mana still has a lot of money. The extra gateways have finished up, so he's about to spend it. Kalazur looks at the diamond, he's like, maybe I can just keep kiting it, as Zealots start showing up on the south side as well, as he will not allow Kalazur to mine from the gold base. Now Storm gets researched, 2 more Immortals gets fired up, can wipe in a couple of extra pylons, maybe take another base. Mana knows that he's in an absolutely phenomenal position after taking out that 4th base.
I like it. He will probably split up his army, maybe try for a run by with a couple of Zealots as the main part of the army. Archons and Colossi with a Disruptor will try to take this army head on. Disruptor will target down the 2 Widow Mines. Nice play from Mana. And even the Zealots, they might come from behind here. Some Marauders have been, well, they go to the base. 23 SCV just went down.
That's it.
And in the 4th base, nothing's happening. GG, well played. Mana takes it and makes it 3-2 for Poland. And thank God Mana was here tonight because he is holding his own.
A really solid game there by Mana. Of course, starts off with the excellent scouting. He finds the proxy, puts himself in a good position immediately. Then he did the same build as he did against Cass, which I still think is a little bit ambitious, to go Stargate and then Blink and then charge while going up to Colossus and 3 bases. So I loved how quickly Kalazur pushed, and I still think that first push was very successful. But I think then eventually he was maybe a little late on the 2nd starport, and dropping all those bio units on top of the Colossus, I don't think that was the correct call.
In the end, it's actually kind of funny that this fight ended up being quite even in terms of supply, but yes, he was definitely losing in the longer game because of the double forge working. Recalling those probes was also quite massive, but let's take a look at this. It's 150 supply against 140, and I think it was just well played by Mana, repositioning the Colossus as fast as possible, and in the end, it's already a 2-2 army fighting 1-1 bio units.
And I must say, Mana made a very sick call when he decided to leave, what was it, like 30-40 supply at home to potentially deal with drops while moving out with the rest of his army and somehow collapsing on this 4th base. He left so many units at home while making this push, and it worked out. He fought near the planetary. I was quite worried, but the Immortals just wrecked that planetary quite quick, and this was obviously a real game-turning event because Kalazur was never truly able to enjoy his double starport, because when you lose your 4th base, you don't really want to get well, you don't really have the money anymore to make too many Vikings.
We were quite lucky with the games tonight. I think even the CVP was quite cool. It went back and forth for a little bit, even more than 15-minute game, and quite well played by Mana. I really enjoyed everything that he did defensively in this game, and getting away with a double forge opening like this. It must feel so good as a Protoss.
I mean, it helps that Eastwatch is a massive map. I still find the build very, very ballsy, and I think he got kind of punished for it. But yeah, he turned it around, and I really love the late-game army movement. There you can truly see the experience shining through as well. There's not many players who feel comfortable leaving 40 supply in their main. Like, that's only one of your 4 bases anyway, while moving out with a very valuable army. You can't just replace. And of course, yes, Protoss has recall, but if you get trapped, or if all the forces of Kalazur would collapse on that army, you still end up losing at least 2 Colossus before the recall goes off.
Yeah, definitely.
So still a risky call to make. I mean, Turkey Dano, right?
Yeah, obviously. I mean, in a PvP, Turkey Dano, let's go. Nah, it's going to be Kalazur, guys. It is going to be Kalazur.
What if it's Turkey Dano then?
What if?
No, it's going to be Kalazur.
I think everybody would just explode if it was.
Kalazur had a rough start there in that game, and I think he feels confident enough that if he gets another crack at mana, that he will potentially be able to figure this puzzle out. I am so sure that Twitch chat right now is like, Turkey Dano!
What would be really funny to me is that right now, Turkey Dano is the guy who's like, dude, I did everything. Kalazur, what? Like 0-1? Really? Like, just take a game, man. I took 2.
This
it would
has
be
been
so sick.
One of the least predictable nation wars that I've been part of in a very long time. I mean, a lot of the results on a lot of the days, the games have to happen because that's the spirit of competition. Everyone deserves a chance. It wouldn't be fun if new people couldn't sign up. But we kind of know how certain things go. This one,
no.
I would have never, ever predicted this.
Didn't expect it. We will go into the game in just a few moments. It's going to be a second TVP between Mana and Kalazur, but Brazil, it's their only hope remaining.
We still have Backwater, is that correct? Have I seen Backwater?
I wish I knew.
We definitely don't have acid plants.
It is
All
Backwater.
Right, so we still have Backwater. And the final deciding map, if we would somehow go there, would that be Neon Violet Square? Again? All right. Yes, just like in that previous nationwide. What a day! This day.
What a day!
that final game, of course, between Ukraine and Poland was absolutely nuts. Lasted for over an hour, guys. And now we are hopping into Backwater for Game 6 between Brazil and Poland. And representing Poland, can he do it all by himself? It is Mana. He lazy did take the first map.
In the top left, representing Brazil, he needs to carry his own weight after Turkey Dano did all the job. It is Kalazur. Now, to stay a little bit more on the reasonable side, it is a game that Kalazur can obviously win. It's amazing to think that Brazil has 2 games in their pocket without Kalazur taking a single point yet. But it's okay, that happens. It's also the craziness of the format that can allow for that. And those 2 best of ones from Turkey Dano, they were amazing. Obviously, if you didn't watch them, well, just go back and watch them again at some point, because you'll see it's quite the madness. But for now, obviously it's Kalazur, the carry of the Brazilian team that has been revived. And as you mentioned, the game started super bad for a Brazilian Terran. Trying to go for a proxy, was scouted, had to cancel the barracks, went on to something quite different, but was able to make it a pretty competitive game. So I do think that he believes in his own capacity.
So curious to see what Mana decides to do here, because the only 2 PVTs we saw from him were those games against Kaz and that previous one against Kalazur. He did the exact same build. Now, once again, on Eastwatch, I can get behind it a tiny bit, but I still think overall it's too risky. It's so hard to get Blink before charge and Colossus 3 bases while opening up with a Stargate. And of course it was sad for Mana that the Oracle didn't get that much done in that previous game. I'm also curious to see what Kalazur decides to do. Maybe he's going to go for some Cyclone aggression this game. It is possible on a map like Backwater. We've seen it quite a few times. Previous game, he opened up with the Hellions. Got a little bit of scouting done, but that was about it. Now, Backwater is a tough map for the Reaper to scout, because with a single pylon, you can prevent this Reaper from entering your main base. We'll see what Mana decides to do, but it seems like another Stargate.
Stargate, yeah. I expect Mana to, stay on something quite stable that he enjoyed previously in the game just played. It's just like Mana has to finish the job right. Like
Cyclones?
It could be double Cyclone, but maybe double Hellion once again. Double Cyclone. Good job.
There's a lot of gas in
catch.
the tank. He was mining quite a bit of gas. Both refineries up and running already. So Kalazur wants to get a little aggressive. Now, what is worth to mention is that Mana in this previous game, he does add the 2 extra gateways before he starts adding all the tech. There you go, once again. That's gateway 2 and 3. So if you have Wipe Gate in time, if you wipe in a couple of Stalkers, you shouldn't die against the Cyclones.
No, definitely. You also need probably at least one or maybe 2 shield batteries.
Yeah,
shield batteries are so good against Cyclones.
I think 1 is absolutely in. Oh, Kalazur is putting it all on line, even bringing a couple of SCVs. This is going to get scouted very quickly. The Adept is going to take a lot of damage. Ooh, it stopped. It stopped, and that
5 HP?
means it's going. No, this
Once
time
again?
it's going to go down.
Oh!
Well, Marine. But at least now, that's still a very important scout. Meanwhile, this Reaper is being very annoying in the back of this mineral line. That's a nice little pick-off here. What will he do?
Oh, too bad he didn't go for the second one, but he wants to keep it alive.
Don't forget about the Hellions. There are Hellions behind these Cyclones. These Cyclones are going to click maybe on the pylon almost immediately. No, it's going to
go for it, but he decides to go for the Oracle. I'm not sure about the decision. Now goes for the pylon. There's only one powering every single unit, and now the Hellions comes in, and the probes have been pulled, and that's a really great start here for Kalazur. Let's see if he can make it work. One Cyclone falls, the second Hellion does fall. He's losing some SCVs. That was the ones repairing, and at the same time, Stalker just goes down.
The Reaper.
One more Cyclone.
Oh, where did the Reaper go?
One more Hellion, sorry.
Still a successful start, though. I think that he's totally okay with this. He's right now up in workers. The Reaper is still alive. This Reaper could maybe get another probe kill, and obviously the rest of the build of Mana has truly been thrown off here. The Reaper gets one more worker kill. Fantastic start for Kalazur. Well done.
Yeah, well played by him. Just 2 SCVs, 2 Hellions, 2 Cyclones. Super even timing here for Kalazur that did tremendous work. As you mentioned, 37 SCVs against 36 probes. It's not a good side for Protoss, considering there is 2 mules working right here.
What does Mana do now with the Twilight? Is it Blink once again? It is Blink, but Stim is like almost done. Starting Blink while Stim is almost done. I don't see almost any other way of this game ending in Kalazur running towards the other side of the map with 2 medevacs and having the absolute best time of his Terran life.
Yeah, we'll see. It's also quite the stop-out has been delayed quite a bit, so it's still no medevacs, but it will happen fairly soon. Stop-out is 20 seconds away from finishing. Good job on the Oracle to remove a little bit of those SCVs. Remains still good for Kalazur, economically speaking, and he sees the third base right away. Robo super delayed, and as you mentioned, there's going to be a lot of bio, and it's going to be a tough call to hold those numbers.
See, first Forge. Let's see if it's a double Forge once again. That would just be so greedy after the amount of economic damage he took already as well. In this game, it's 2 Oracles, not 1. So this time, Mana does feel he cannot get away with the double Forge. So maybe it's just an attack upgrade for the Stalkers. Now, obviously, it's important that those Stalkers start getting out on the map, because you do really want to buy time. You need time right now if your name is Mana while you're going up to 3 bases. He took a little bit of damage. Okay, he's getting a lot of gateways. Probably fire up charge immediately behind this. All right, well, the Stalkers need to do a fantastic job.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, because the push is about to happen as the combat shields will be done in a couple of seconds. The first medevacs are out. Revelation will tag only 1 medevac. Oh, okay, the rest of the army is still here. The blink will finish. Let's see. Okay, it's going to be Glaives.
I like that, because he doesn't have time to go into Colossus or what he does. The other games, these Marines are trying to catch these Oracles. Instead, they might find a pylon, but he doesn't want to waste any time on it. Here are these Stalkers. Now,
only 3 of them.
Resonating Glaives doesn't take too much time, but yeah, 3 Stalkers, they just don't achieve much.
It's 54 army supply against the 29. It's only 2 battery shields, 3 sentries, 3 stalkers, and 3 adepts. Once again, 3 by 3, but it's not going to be enough. I feel like there's so much bio on the side of Kalazur. Can we see a 7th game here in this best of 7? The force fields are not good enough. He can't push the army back too far, and the Marines actually.
Yeah, those units
He's
are
holding.
surviving for a very long time. Shield batteries are amazing. Guardian shield is amazing as well. What the hell? What a hold there by Mana, and Resonating Glaives wasn't even done yet. Guardian shield plus battery shield. Pretty good Protoss unit, but he's not totally out of the woods just yet. Did he lose one of his Oracles during all of that?
Maybe not. I'm not sure. Yes, he did. So the double drop will happen in the 3rd base. No, he goes back.
He got
Doesn't
revealed.
feel comfortable.
Yeah, got revealed by the Oracle.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a lot of Stalkers as well. +1 is almost done for Mana, who's still up 12 workers, by the way.
Nothing died in the last fight on the side of Protoss. With Guardian Shield, with shield batteries, it's so good. You didn't lose that many units. It's quite crazy. When you looked at the number, you're like, oh my god, like Mana is such in a bad spot, rough spot, but no. Okay, finally your drop will get some damage done. It's 3 probes, 4 probes.
Actually stacks up pretty damn quickly. That's 6 workers very quick. Don't forget about the rest. That's a lot of adepts that commit, but Kalazur does. He's like, I've seen those shield batteries in action before. Let's not do that again. So instead he tries to go for the pocket expand, but these Protoss units are just running circles. But Kalazur doesn't have to go super crazy here. It's fantastic that Mana was able to defend there, but don't forget that Kalazur is on 3 bases as well. This game, it's not Double Forge.
Yeah.
This game, it's not Colossus. So he doesn't really have to run into the wall that is Mana over here.
Yeah, I feel like that's the main difference in this game. It's the difference, the upgrade disparity that was part of the last game. That's not an issue in this game. But this Prism with Adepts, if he does get a lot of SCV kills here, it should be so bad on the side of Kalazur, just stopping his progression in this game.
Yep, I mean, he just got a little bit of damage done with his own medevac drop, and now he ends up losing 6 SCVs very quickly, and is kind of just forced to go all the way back home. The armory gets temporarily stopped as well, which means that +2 weapons is going to be delayed for quite a bit. You need to start that armory, Kalazur.
Yeah, he needs to figure it out as he's trying to put back his SCVs. Mana.
I think Mana wants
to be aggressive.
Yeah.
I like it.
I
think Kalazur doesn't really expect it. Let's see if he realizes quick enough. Double force field will cut off most of the army. Guardian Shield only covers the south side, so he will blink on top of this side.
Those mines. The mines got a couple of good connections. I mean, the force fields are really good. That's a massive warp in there for Mana. There's still two. Oh.
No, you can't take those. You can't take those. You can't take those. Ooh. And some probes are dying at the opposite side of the map. I think it's a Liberator, or no, it's a drop that's coming back. But still, Mana in the middle of the map trying to do something. But he's right now just giving units away.
Yeah,
it looked so good for a second.
He didn't shade in that fight, though. Like, it was cool in the way that he sort of caught Kalazur off guard. But Adepts, if they're behind Stalkers, they're obviously not contributing to this. But these two Adepts could maybe get a little bit of damage done. But Kalazur is on top of this as well. I like the way Kalazur is playing. There's no Mana, not the rocks.
Okay. But that's a lot of bio with not that many hit points and no medivacs to help. But the target fire on the Prism is super massive here. And with no units to help this army, those Stalkers, they will end up being targeted down and killed.
What a crazy, scrappy game here. The medevac gets sniped there as well. Mana's probably going to try to recall those two Stalkers, but I don't think that's going to work. Now, they at least bought a little bit of time. Now, Mana starts his own +1 armor. But I think that drop forced a small defensive warp in from Mana.
Yeah.
Because I can't really imagine that Mana left units behind, or maybe he did. I don't know, but at least it achieved something. And Kalazur was able to turn that fight around. I think if Mana would have shaded on top of the army, that could have even been a lot worse for Kalazur.
Yeah, it could have been GG, could have been the last moment of this game, and it would have been so, well, it would have been meant qualification for Poland. It's not done yet. A couple of Adepts. I might have shaded in to trigger the mines, but also Kalazur could have own-borrowed them, so I'm not going to talk a little bit about this, but...
Kalazur is very aggressive, but he doesn't have to be. He's actually economically ahead. He's ahead in upgrades. He's getting more upgrades. He's going to be further ahead. His Liberator count, and above all, gateway units are very powerful, but the bigger the bio ball becomes, the worse the gateway units becomes. This is still like almost somewhat doable, but if Kalazur's army just grows with another 20-30 supply, there isn't really much that Blink Stalkers and Adepts will do against it, because every time the units get in range, they will just melt.
Especially with worse upgrades, which is the case of Mana. Okay,
yes, 3 medivacs on the other side of the map.
Okay, 3 medivacs are in the middle. Now he steams the army. A Liberator could get taken down right at the beginning of the fight. The Widow Mines, they will connect with the Stalkers and some Adepts. But is it enough? The Liberators are on siege.
Blink.
Does Mana go for it? Does Mana go for the YOLO Blink? He will go for it. Targets one down. The second one falls. The third one falls actually right on top of that. And Mana, could it be enough? 2+2 attack just finished.
I mean, he's winning this fight, but what about the triple drop, though, Fonka? The triple drop is going to wreck almost everything at his side of the map. That means he's going to lose power to these gateways. Mana did a lot of damage, but there is still a few more units for Kalazur, and every time that it spawns, I mean, this game is nuts, but I still like it for Kalazur.
Okay, one more whopping in the main. No, the Prism has been targeted down, and those extra Widow Mines, those extra Marines that just came out of the building are making it so tough for Mana to try and finish the game. He's got an advantage in terms of army, in terms of economy. But
I mean, Kalazur was able to stabilize in his main, and that's massive. That means he's not going to lose his production. Now, some of these units came back. The gate's still on power. It's just a few Adepts. Oh, the Oracle's going to... Oh, my God, the probe as well. The probe's getting picked off, and I think that Kalazur is going to send us to Game 7 here, Fonka.
Oh, yeah, that day just doesn't want to stop, and that's good for us. We're enjoying this, and that's 1-1. GG, Kalazur brings us to a 7th game, and Hajin just flew away because, oh my God, it could be over. No, actually, one more game.
This Nation War has it all. Like, this is
everything
scripted. Turkey Dano getting the 2 big
Don't
wins.
say it too loud, man.
Then Mana, the player that some people said, like, maybe Poland's best lineup would have been Nurcho, Sol, and Elaser. Mana actually stepping up in a big way, not only taking care of Turkey Dano, but also taking that first over Kalazur. And who do you revive now? I have absolutely no clue, Fonka, because it's obviously super late in Korea for Elaser. Sol, I am not sure how he feels about this game. That last game, I must say, even though Mana had his moments, I felt that Kalazur was kind of in control of it. Even though it was a scrappy back and forth game, I have no idea.
I think it's between Mana and
Sol?
And no, not Sol.
Elaser?
Mana and Elaser. I would be super surprised to see Sol. I think in a TVT maybe there's something that can be done, and obviously I've got nothing but respect for Sol, and he's a player that I've been following quite a bit because obviously foreign talents always excites me, but it's just like I feel like most of his appearances for now in Nation Wars have been quite how should I put it?
That's the past.
It is the past.
We live in the present,
but I'm super worried about his mental state because of that. Because he keeps on, maybe dropping games that he shouldn't drop. And if he's not comfortable, then
I don't know.
And Elaser being that late, I do like the matchup, the ZVP matchup for Elaser.
It's on Neon Violet, correct? Because that's
Yes,
the one map that we haven't seen yet. I don't know,
It
man.
has to be Mana.
Yes, you think it's Mana?
I really do think it's Mana.
A good old Stargate, maybe. But I honestly don't think that the build that he won with on Eastwatch, I don't think he can do that build. I mean, there is a pocket expand on
He was quite close for making it work in this game. I really
but
enjoyed what he did.
this is completely different. I mean, the beginning is the same, but this time he follows it up with mass gates, and he gets glaives and no colossus, and it wasn't double
No,
forge.
I'm not saying he goes for the same strategy, but
Yeah,
what I mean is that on a different map with a different build, it's not like he was crushed in this game.
No, I mean, it was scrappy back
There was
and forth.
opportunities for him to maybe finish the job, and just like maybe he doesn't take that much damage in the early game, he goes for double forge, and you're looking at the same thing, but with 1-1, then into 2-2. I don't know, like Zest used to play,
Yeah,
I like this style quite a bit.
I'm familiar with it.
You know
Funka.
Zest? You know this guy?
Yeah. No, I love making my gateway units. I've got a passion for it. I honestly don't know. It is possible. I mean, Elaser, super late, right? I mean, it's early in Korea. That's what it is. It's not even late, guys. Like normally, I think a lot of people would scream at us, like, guys, just shut up. Obviously, it's Elaser, but it's 7 a.m. We're almost, I think, like close to 7 a.m. in Korea, which obviously makes things a little complicated for that young man. I kind of believe in Sol here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your champ?
If I am in charge,
trust him.
if I'm in charge of Team Poland here, I'm going with Sol.
But you do talk to them, right? You ask them their opinion, or you just
No. I mean, I talk with them at events, but it's not like online.
No,
I'm in the
what
DMs.
I mean is,
like,
as the
what are you wearing tonight?
As the chief of Team Poland, you do ask them,
of
right?
course. No, of course.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
But I would say, like, my vote is worth 50% if I'm the chief. No, I don't know. All three are obviously options, and I obviously don't know how well Elaser feels right now. I don't know how Mana feels about potentially another PVT here. But if I have to throw in my 2 cents, I'm going with Sol.
Okay. And in any case, it's going to be a super close game, and it's qualification time.
Okay.
It is, man.
All right. You were right, Funky.
I was correct.
Neon Violet Square, the captain versus the captain.
I love it, man.
This is...
I just love it. It's a really great best of 7. It's a great nation war. We got super lucky.
One thing I can say, though, is that Mana, he's pretty clutch. Like, in general,
he is a clutch player.
Yeah, I know that in 2015 he lost against Lilba in the final, but also in the past he won 2 3-max, right? He made it in the final against Nama, and then in 2012 he beat Dimaga in the final. And he also won an ESWC, where I believe he either beat Stefano in the semis or in the final.
I think it was Stefano. They played two
years in a row,
and Stefano won the first one, and Mana won the second one.
So, I mean, he does have that clutch gene. That's something you're born with it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm not born with it. I start shaking when I have a ladder game. It's like, oh my god. It's a biogenesis. How do I
can't handle the pressure, man.
I'm definitely not born with it. Here we go. Damn. This Nation War Funka has been my absolute highlight so far of the tournament. I mean, Juanito against South Korea was insane. The level of those games was absolutely nuts. But this one has been so unpredictable, so fun. I literally can't even right now. And give me my macchiato.
You can't contain
My
yourself.
pumpkin spice latte. Well, I literally can't even right now, Funka.
In the bottom right, guys. I know there's no public in this studio, but just give it up for this man. From Poland, he is Mana.
I'll give it up for you. Woo! Love you, Mana. And over here on the left top side of Neon Violet Square, representing Brazil. Can he bring it home in this epic nation war? It is Calazur.
Diego, marry me.
That happens all the time, every event.
I know. I know.
I've been part of that.
He's a lovable guy.
He really is. He ordered all of us food while we were in China. We couldn't really get food anywhere. And then Calazur had the hookups. His girlfriend in Singapore was calling this Chinese company to deliver it to the hotel where we were all hanging out.
What a god.
The hookups, man. Calazur, he just takes care of everybody.
So good.
An absolute champ.
Guys, it is the last game of the night. It's not, it might be it, right? It is. It is 3-3. If it's a draw, then I'm wrong. But if it's not a draw, it is this last game of the night. It will be a TVP between Calazur and Mana. It's the third game of a best of 3 that was played against each other. And it's just epic, and I'm loving it. And I hope you guys do as well.
Yeah.
So just send us some tweets, send them some hashtag NationWars5, stuff like that. We want to hear everything.
Hashtag NW5.
NW5.
Yeah, otherwise, they're gonna write it all out, Funk.
It's okay. I will write those. I will read those tweets.
You're gonna read those as well.
I will read those.
You're starting your own little hashtag over here. What a rebel!
Hashtag baller.
Ooh,
let's go.
Second barracks. Oh, alrighty. Calazur switching things up over here.
I like
maybe going for even faster stim, Funka. He's like, maybe he's been looking at those games from Mana. He's like, you're probably gonna go Stargate again, and you're gonna go Stargate into Blink. What happens if I show up with a lot of Marines and Marauders very early on with Stim? I'm worried here. I'm really worried for the runners-up of Season 4.
Yeah. It's the worst situation they could be in. Well, they could lose 4-0 actually, but 3-3, Mana Calazur, all on the line. You mentioned the clutch factor from Mana. I think that's what he has going for him. And Stargate once again from Mana.
Now, I don't hate the Stargate, of course. Stargate is, super fine in this matchup. It's perhaps the best opening. You get always an excellent scout with it. It's just that the follow-up, sometimes I really feel that Mana was pushing his luck with the greed. There's only so many things you can do after a Stargate, because, ooh, where's the Adept? Uh-oh, this is not a pleasant way to start your game.
Nope, not at all. Losing a single probe here, but still a probe. It should not happen.
Well, lost mining time as well, which is painful in this phase in the game.
Okay, so the steam started. Now you see those 4 Marines.
Oh, he gets in.
Okay, he gets in. And that's rather bad, because the timing of this factory, well, just tells you everything you have to know. But if he does lose the Adept, I guess, he will. Not even getting the Marine, though.
I would have loved to see him actually go in, though. I mean, I know that's always like a little bit risky to throw away an Adept early on, but I feel like if the doors are open, you may as well take a little sneak peek there. And
maybe he just didn't even see that he was inside, right? Could have been that as well. It's like, oh, okay, it's the end of the shade. I should never go in.
I mean, he uses Pulsar Beam there. That's also not truly the way you want your Oracle to start. I mean, that's quite a bit of energy that just went down the drain. Hidden. I don't know. Maybe it's just a proxy pylon. We'll keep an eye on it. It's the 2 extra gates. This time it's a Robo before the Twilight. So I have the feeling we're going to see a safer Mana here. That Robo is a great call. That could be because of what he scouted, Funka. You said, he didn't see everything, but maybe that's all he needed to see.
He knows. He knows. I think based on the timing of this factory, he has to know that there's something just wrong with it. And the amount of Marines maybe is a little bit confusing as well.
But it was done, though. Factory.
Yeah, it was done, but not producing anything. No starpot next to it. I think there's a lot of tells that tells him, like, okay, this is a quick stim build. Like a Zerg player would have known, right? Like because they're so used to 2-1-1.
I agree with you. The signs were there, but I still think, like every now and then, Terran players will throw up the starport in a random location. It happens.
Yeah, you're right.
But he throws down the Revelation. Now he obviously does know this is a massive Revelation. And at this point, at this phase in the game, I get kind of worried. Now, I think it's impossible for Mana to take his third base anywhere else and his pocket expand. Yeah, he gets a little worried as well, and I can totally get this. Because in this phase in the game, these Protoss units, Funka, are slow. And none of these units are particularly good against Stim Bio. He's going to try to find these medevacts in the middle of the map.
But what happens if he uses the rest of the boost to drop the units on top of the Stalkers. I think that was quite greedy from Mana. I like
worked out. Yeah, it worked out.
It worked out. It's great for Mana.
Like
but
you
it
said,
looks super dangerous on paper.
He's clutch, but I totally agree with you. That was incredibly risky what Mana did there. Even though he did tag the army before that, it's still risky where he went for it. Now Kalazur is going to try his luck. A single force field could prevent these Marines from coming in. So Mana, he's kind of weathering the storm, but he knows that this is only the beginning of the storm.
Yeah, it's also like, as Kalazur, I think it was also quite of a greedy move. He might have lost a Medivac, and well, if he loses a Medivac, he might lose a little bit of bio, and that's the thing when you're opening with 2-1-1. It looks amazing because you've got a lot of units in the early game, but you're not producing Marines like this. The Oracle, I think, it just fell. Yeah, okay, it was destroyed at the opposite side of the map. Got 2 SCVs, drop in the main. Defended. Mana, once again, quite clutch with the positioning, but there's not that many units and no force field. And now the sentries will fall. And with nothing else helping here, Mana is just going to lose way too many units. And I think this might be...
Yep, the drop is coming back in the main base as well.
Okay, 2 Stalkers. 2 Stalkers will do the job and get the Medivac, as the Widowmine might be able to burrow in the mineral line. This is going worse and worse for Mana here. The Widowmine, where does it connect? Connects on the Zealot that was next to the probes. And Poland is taking a lot of damage here. Mana, he ended up defending on the natural, but it was quite close.
Still in there. I mean, it's always hard to survive against all of that without... I mean, he lost 10 workers and it looked painful, but did all 3 Medivacs go down? Is that correct?
I think...
he saved one of them with 8. All right, so obviously a great start for Kalazur. But I don't want to call this over yet. I don't like it for Mana, obviously. But he has a forge. He's getting a second forge. His first Colossus is out. And eventually it becomes a little bit easier to defend against those drops. Now, obviously, Kalazur has all the freedom in the world. And it's nice to play Terran when you don't have to worry about prisms or harassments or adepts with resonating glaives or zealots with charge. He doesn't have to worry about any of these things. So really good for Kalazur. But one bad fight and Mana can suddenly be ahead again.
Yeah, and you already gave away quite a bit of units. And as I was mentioning earlier, when you go for 2-1-1, you get 16 Marines as your Medivacs are popping. But that's the only thing you get. Like, production is quite low at the beginning. You're producing Marines 3x3. Now, it's got 5 racks, so everything is good in Kalazur's world. He also gets a second eBay, gets an armory, so he will probably be fighting with equal upgrades, which is good for Terran. But he can't really give away any units in this game, as a Colossus will pop in the main. There's still no blink on the side of Mana.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't too bad there for Mana. Mana lost a couple of units, but without blink, it's always tough to save your Stalkers against stimmed bio. Mana is flying around with his observer. He's checking and probably comes to the conclusion, all right, still in this one. Vikings are on the way, but a Protoss with double forge. We've seen this more than just once.
Oh, yeah.
Never count out a Protoss with a double forge and Colossus out on the map.
Yeah, suddenly the units, they just don't die on the side of Protoss when they get those juicy defense upgrade. Okay, +2 armor will be here, +1 attack, just finishing. Let's see if Mana just does it quite fast. We have +2 attack on the side of Terran that's been started. Let's see, +2 armor. He does have the gas for it, but he's also producing Vikings 4x4. So Kalazur is getting ready to shred those Colossus as fast as possible.
Oh, maybe a cheeky mind drop over here as well. Kalazur is also going up to 4 bases, though, during all of this. So that obviously is very good. It does feel that Kalazur is still one step ahead of Mana in this game. Let's see if he can find some economic damage once again. Of course, going into Vikings this early on is brilliant. Makes a lot of sense. There's quite a few probes here. Mana is on top of it, though.
Okay, just drop one here maybe, and then get the other ones onto the natural. It will only be the natural that will be targeted down by those Widow Mines. Ooh!
Shouldn't lose too much.
That was close. Okay, gets a Stalker and a probe.
Okay.
If he does lose a lot of bio here and a Medivac, that's already quite a lot.
Oh, now the Vikings showing up as well. Mana is getting a little out of position with his Colossus.
He's baiting it with the bio coming back, so the Colossus don't go back. Whoa, the recall. Is it going to be enough? He loses a shot. The second Colossus will survive.
Wow.
With so little HP, though.
Yeah, the forward base is going to be in a lot of trouble. Now the other Colossus is very far forward and is going to fall as well. Now he just has one Colossus that doesn't actually have much other than its shields.
Guys!
Kalazur!
Oh my god, I think we're looking at the elimination of Poland in the round of 16 after making it to the second place of Nation Wars 4. Mana is losing everything, and Kalazur, with the help of Turkey Dano, bring down Poland. I can't believe my eyes.
Amazing. GG. Brazil will qualify for the quarterfinals of Nation Wars Season 5. And it was not a one-man show, but the captain was very clutch in the end there as well. Ponka, that's one of the biggest upsets I think we have witnessed in this studio in quite some time.
It is. It is the greatest upset of Nation Wars 5 well, the thing is, like, when you come into round of 16, you're going into group stage, double elimination, a format that's supposed to help the best teams win. Obviously, best of one and all kill can help some other teams, and we've seen it today. Sometimes it's just, you know, the beast that Cyril is that makes him be the first place, but also having a guy like Turkey Dano with 2 perfectly executed builds was able to take down both Soul and Elaser and qualify his team. I can't believe. And Brazil, we said it, and I do believe that this group was maybe tougher than people just realized, because I do think Brazil is a force to be reckoned with. But this time, they actually made it to the quarterfinals, and they had to beat Poland to do that.
Yep, love this bait indeed. The Colossus being a little too far out of position. The Vikings showing up. This, of course, has a lot to do with the fact that the early game was strong from Kalazur, that he was able to get that many Vikings out when the Colossus count was still low. And at this point, it was pedal to the metal. He saw an opportunity to perhaps straight up win the game. Got the fort base, got all the Colossus. There simply just isn't enough. Without Blink, it's tough to protect your Colossus as well. And, I mean, he just simped forward and got the job done. What an amazing nation war between Brazil and Poland. In my ideal world, all the matches play out like this, Funko.
I would love that as well. That was cool.
GG to Brazil, and congratulations for the qualification. And can you believe it's only Wednesday and we still have 4 more days to come? And tomorrow we're going to play the group that you've been waiting for. It's going to be Group USA with USA, Netherlands, Germany, and Sweden.
Yeah, that was the group. That was the group that I was by far the most hyped for, because I really thought that these ones kind of would speak for themselves. But I think even for that group tomorrow, it's going to be super tough, as we are just stay on Hajin for a very long time. Cameraman is like, you want to tell us something, by the way? Do you just love this Hajin shot? Or it's kind of weird.
Next time I'll try to, you know, put my head in the shot, you know.
It's going to be really hard for that group, even though it's fantastic on paper, to be better than some of the stuff we just saw, because this group really delivered.
It was amazing. I really enjoyed it. I think, like, from the moment we drew those groups, I really enjoyed both C and D, and I expected Group C, which is the one we just, well, D, I can't remember, but the group we played today,
today was
quite
D,
exciting.
I think.
Yeah, because
or even B.
I think it was D.
No,
it wasn't C, that's for sure, because C was
C Group America.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's just we reverted D and C because of some player availability. But what I mean is that this group, I expected it to be good. I still expected Poland and Finland to qualify. That's what I said in my earlier tweets. And now you see Brazil do it, and in that fashion, it's just beautiful to see. I'm really, really happy for those guys.
Do Brazilians say like vamos as well? Vamos?
Vamos is Spanish. They speak Portuguese, so I'm not really sure.
What do they say?
They will tell us.
Yeah, I want to know some chat.
Where are you guys?
All I know is obrigado, obrigado.
I can say bon dia.
I don't know what that is.
It's like bonjour, hello.
But I mean, those guys,
I can say,
those guys
thanks.
just kicked ass today. There's no other way to put it. What a great show.
What a great show. And if Turkey Dano is not in interview, I'll be mad.
Yeah, no, I'm done.
Where is Turkey Dano? Yeah. Show us Turkey Dano. And
even if he has no webcam, I want to hear his voice.
Yeah.
I want to know that he exists, because I'm starting to have doubts that Rain is still out there playing StarCraft.
He's here. I just got confirmation that Turkey Dano is
here.
Oh,
fantastic.
You're getting the interview ready?
Alrighty.
We have everybody from the Brazilian lineup. It's going to be Kalazur, Eric, and Turkey Dano with us.
And even Terran. I mean, let's not forget about Terran, who also played great in the round of 32.
Look Congratulations!
Hello, thank you.
So how do you feel right now? You just qualified for the round of 8. You beat Poland. Well, maybe Kalazur.
We're all happy here. No words. Yeah, the god Turkey Dano.
Yeah, maybe we can
all know it.
Yeah, we can start with Turkey Dano. Well, did you expect to do that well?
Yeah. I practiced this build a lot, and I beat players that are, statistically better than me. But I had a lot of confidence in my builds. I practiced with the god himself, Printf, and yeah, I'm confident in my PvT and my PvP as well, and I think I can pretty much take a map off of anyone in a best of one. So.
Amazing.
Yeah, I just want to say, I mean, obviously, congratulations to all of you guys. Absolutely fantastic nation war for us to watch. But, I mean, Turkey Dano, your games were out of this world. Love the cannon rush against E-Laser. Could you perhaps tell us, like, what was going through your mind when obviously everything was kind of going according to plan? You kept him on his side of the map. All the batteries go up. It almost felt like maybe you got a little nervous from time to time with the Prism and the Immortals. Or was it just like, oh, my God, I've got him exactly where I wanted?
Yeah, he did exactly what I wanted him to do, because my goal was never to kill the hatchery. It's to make them overcommit into me, and that's why I did the long distance rush there, and he reacted as I expected. There was like some lag spikes in the game, and I lost some Immortals that I really shouldn't have, but I was still like, oh, he's doing this really poorly.
All right, and then I really want to ask you, what went through your mind when you scouted on Catalyst and you see a Reaper, a CC on the low ground, and a factory follow up with a reactor, or excuse me, yeah, with a reactor on the high ground? That's your jackpot, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it always depends how people react. When he did the SCV pull, I'm like, oh, thank you, because I actually prepared for it this time. And sometimes I'll take the Nexus. I showed that in the other game.
Yeah.
And this game, I committed hard because I expected him to try to push out earlier. So if you watch the first game, I hope like that mind game kind of worked. But yeah.
Amazing. Even I think your PvP against Mana was a pretty good showing as well. I think, how did you experience that game? Because I felt there was some potential for you even in that game, right?
Yeah, I thought I was in a really good position until I attacked into his third. I just went into like a ramp and just a bad engagement. I thought I was more ahead than I was. And I could have just ended the game right there. If I went into his natural, I think that fight goes better.
All right, wow.
But yeah, I also wanted the cannon rush him, but Blackpink is a terrible map for it. So
it was a fantastic showing. We really loved the games.
It was just great. I guess Eric, you were quite close from beating E-Laser as well. I think it was quite a crazy game. Have you ever experienced like a mass zergling without speed on this map? Like, is that something that goes on from time to time, or?
I haven't experienced it on that map specifically, but people used to do that a lot on Arena back in the day.
Yeah.
So I kind of I didn't expect it something like that, but I knew how to play against it. The thing is that when he played with the slow links, I thought he was going to be scared of a roach link speed counter attack, and he was going to wall off. So I committed really hard into it, and he just went for the spines without the wall off. So I got kind of, wait, so what do I do now? And I ended up doing not so well.
I mean, you did caught all the roaches in the left bottom side, and I actually kind of liked, because at that point he obviously didn't know that you had Zergling speed yet, so you were able to surround all of them. Did you feel that perhaps that was your moment to straight up win the game? And if you look back at the fight that you had Dan on his side of the map, do you feel like maybe if you would have done things slightly different in that engagement, that you maybe could have pulled off a victory there?
Yeah, the thing is that when you are playing with Ring Ravager, if you don't have enough rings all of the time, you will lose the fight. So I was waiting for the reinforcements to come, but and when I got them, I engaged it with the roaches behind my Ravagers, and the surround was really bad. So I could have won on that engagement, but I fucked up. So I don't know.
It's just crazy because ever since the first game of this series, we were hyped up. Like even that first game was super cool. Then obviously the Turkey Dano show happened. We lost our minds, to not say anything else. And then we did have to have Kalazur come out of the woods. Got Kalazur. Amazing performance, Diego. You played a best of 3, super cool one against Mana. What do you take of it? Like, what's your general opinion of how it went? You guys played 3 games. It was quite close until the end. Like, what's your take on this one?
So it went relatively how I expected. The first game was really unfortunate with him scouting the proxy racks and stuff. It set me pretty behind, but even still, I feel like I'm very good at improvising in those kind of games. That's why I'm not scared of proxy. So I think I got a decent lead in there, but when I tried to drop on top of his army, I actually did it because I was completely expecting him to go High Templars, so that's why I made 3 ghosts. And then I get there and just 4 Colossus. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm dropping you. This is the only way because I can't get Vikings out in time.
Mauro whispered to your ear. Said,
yeah, he was like, drop it. Do it.
What about the other
game? That didn't work out very well.
And then, of course, your second game against Mana was the one on Backwater. That, I mean, you had a fantastic start, I think, with the Cyclones and the 2 Hellion as a follow-up because he pulled the probes. But after that, it still got a little scrappy from time to time. And I must say, well, obviously I have access to all the numbers while we watch the game. You are so hyper-aggressive, even when you feel like you're in a really good spot. And you can kind of just sit back because it's just gateway units. And if your army grows in size, you would kind of destroy that army. And you still went for the double drop. And I was like, oh my God, Diego, like I think you know, how did you experience it?
Well, I'm not afraid of taking those risks. So I like to double drop a lot. You know, just kind of keep his army kind of on the defensive because I don't deal very well with pressure. I have a very hard time with Boroses who are always running by Adepts or Zealots and, you know, with War Prism. So I just figure it's a lot easier if I keep on the attack. And even if I'm inefficient, I can just macro behind it.
So what was the idea behind this Cyclone Hellion Opera? Is that something that you just felt would do well against the Stargate opener of Mana, or is it something you love on Backwater? You know, what made you switch up your openings that much? Because in that final game, of course, you went for the 2 Rex opening. So why the Cyclones on Backwater and why the 2 Rex on Neon?
So on Backwater, actually Cyclone Hellion is my go-to build.
Okay.
It's what I use to beat Deer in the GSL qualifiers. I beat him twice with it, and it's just really powerful. I cut the SCVs at a certain point so that the Cyclones come back, but they come faster than people expected. And the 2 Rex is just that I almost always veto Neon and TVP, so I didn't really know what to do. So I just did the only build I knew on Neon TVP, and I figured it also works well against Mana because he's pretty aggressive and it's a nice build to defend.
All right. Any word about Mana's performance? What did you think of how he played? Like I was quite excited by most of what he did, and also because he was able to, you know, stop the momentum of Turkey Dano and, you know, go back into this best of 7 and make it a more, you know, competitive one, like going straight up to 4-3. It was quite impressive, I felt.
Yeah, I was impressed by him as well. I mean, I didn't expect him to be a bad player or anything. Like, people always underrate Mana a lot, I feel. Just because he's not winning WCSs or, you know, placing really high in tournaments. Like, he's still Liquid Mana, you know. He's still in Team Liquid for a reason. And I think that goes to all Liquid players in general. Like, you should never underestimate them because at some point they were gods. Even now, they're still pretty good. So, yeah.
I'd love to know as well if you guys were you guys like on Discord or any sort of team speak together while the other guys were playing, and was Terran part of it as well? I cannot forget about Terran, of course. You had a great showing in the round of 32. And how did you guys enjoy this Nation War? Because I really think it was one of the most electrifying matches that I've seen in a while. So
I would say most of the Brazilian like pro scene enthusiasts were discussing the game in a team speak, but most of us have to leave it, of course, to play the matches.
Yeah, but when you're not playing, you know, when, for instance, Turkey Dano is playing, are you talking with Eric or with Terran or something?
Yes, of course. I was talking with Turkey Dano on Skype and Eric on TeamSpeak to make sure that my team could get the best maps and the best matchups. Right. I'm really happy with how it went. We managed to get Turkey Dano versus Ergs on his good maps, so I'm happy.
Was the hype real?
The hype was real.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
What do you guys cheer when you guys cheer? I was trying to figure it out, but I can't really think of it. What is something that Brazilians shout when they get excited?
Vamos?
I mean, Vamos is spot on. It's actually Portuguese as well.
Vamos, Brazil.
I'm sorry. I thought it was only Spanish.
All right.
It's Portuguese as well, but I think the other stuff is R-rated.
Okay.
I have a question with Turkey Dano. So it's been like, there were many tweets about you. How did you choose your name?
Interesting.
It's a long story that I probably don't have time to go over, but it's kind of like an inside joke over some people I know.
Okay.
But,
well, do you have a Twitter account?
I do, and I have like 3 followers or something.
Oh, that's gonna change.
You have to share.
I'm following you right here, right now.
Tweet
Give
a
it to me.
photo of yours and with the hashtag NW5, and we'll all follow you. And you can tell on Twitter what's the story behind your name.
Actually, cool tricks.
Obviously, we also want to know that, I mean, you guys are the runner-up this group, and we already have 2 group winners. One of them, of course, is Italy, and our other group winner is Mexico. Now, it could potentially also be a nation of the final group, which is starting tomorrow, which is the group of Netherlands, Germany, Sweden, and USA. But let's say if you have to choose between Italy and Mexico, who would you guys rather play? Turkey first, and then Eric, maybe?
I'd much rather play Italy.
Okay. Eric?
Yeah, I think we would like to play Italy more.
Galazur, same for you?
Yeah.
You guys are
no
afraid
matter
of
what, we
Juanito?
want to avoid Mexico.
Why is that?
No Mexico, please.
Is there a special reason? Special?
Well,
maybe?
I mean,
Yes.
we all play Copa America here.
Oh, okay.
You know,
Yeah,
we've been there many, many times. We don't want to be there one more in nation.
No, that does make sense, right? If you have like a special match, you don't want to play against the guys that you always play already in the same region. What about the winner of tomorrow's group? What about maybe Netherlands or Germany or USA or Sweden? How do you guys feel about that?
Who takes it?
And don't get influenced by Roti. You can say USA, it's fine.
I think, personally, I think Netherlands has one of the best teams in Nation Wars. Not trying to flatter Roddy or anything, but it's actually true, I feel. And
I know we're good, Diego. Don't worry.
I think USA has a good chance with Big Neeb and the Big Can as well. He's very powerful.
All right.
What about
I
Germany?
think Germany is going to top that group.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Germany is freaking good too, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. And what
Turkey,
about
Dano?
you, Turkey?
I'm hoping for Sweden to upset everyone.
He's like, all Zerg lineup, let's go.
Give me some Zerg.
Okay, well, thank you so much and congratulations again for your qualification. And I'd like Turkey Dano to say the last words to cheer for your country.
Muito obrigado por assistir os jogos. Eu fiz tudo que eu podia. Galazur é deus. Joguei o melhor que eu podia. Muito obrigado.
Okay, thank you so much. Obrigado, parabéns, and
Thank you.
ciao.
Bye, guys.
See you this weekend for
GG.
the quarterfinals.
Yeah, fantastic match.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
They're 1 series away from coming to Paris.
That'd be so good.
And they did it in a really cool way as well. Like, if he would have sat here after an all-star performance of Galazur, which is, I mean, in a way it was, of course, because he did get the job done there by himself in the end. I would have said, like, amazing, Galazur really showing us that he's still the great talent that he was in 2017 as well. But it wasn't
It's a
a one-man
different
show.
story.
It's a team effort, and that makes it a really special performance here. I loved it,
Yeah.
man. I loved the interview as well. Great guys.
And before ending this day, let's take a look at the schedule of the week. So tomorrow you're gonna play Group USA, and on Friday we'll have the lower bracket played.
It's tomorrow the official day of Le Massacre in France.
Yeah, so we'll be starting at 5 p.m. with USA and Netherlands, and
what a
I'm
match.
really expecting Roti and Zombie Grub casting that game.
To be super
this
biased.
series.
That'd be sick.
Oh, well, I think it's always fine to be a little biased and cheer as long as you
course.
give
Yeah.
credit where credit is due. Like, oh, if Neeb kills us, I'm not going to sit there and cry and whine. I'll just be like, Neeb is a freaking legend. Like, that's what it is. But I don't think it's going to happen. I've got a pretty good feeling about the Dutch team this year.
Yeah, me too.
And then we'll have Germany against Sweden, and then, of course, the winner match to decide who is going to go to round of 8 from this group.
And what's not part of this graphic, but I think it's very important to mention, is that obviously Saturday we're already starting with the quarterfinals.
Exactly.
Guys. Nation Wars does not end here. Saturday we've got 2 quarterfinals, and Sunday we've got 2 quarterfinals. And obviously after that, then we're going to have a long break until the offline event on April 22nd. But don't think that it's just till Friday and that you don't have to watch anymore.
No.
Because the quarterfinals, I mean tomorrow's group. Everyone's been waiting for tomorrow's group.
Yeah, we want your entire week, right? Like, we want everything. Your weekend, your, weekdays, everything.
I want your
gonna
mornings
be amazing.
too. No, I'm kidding.
Yes, indeed. So tomorrow is gonna be crazy, and you are so many to watch us till now. It's late. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support, and of course our partners Blizzard, Macherino, and BSP. And I see you tomorrow at 5 p.m. with Group USA. Good night.